The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. The legend lives here.
Clark underneath. Scoop shot up. It's good. The basket will count. How did she do that?
Kind of good to get back in my groove a little bit.
Rebound Dowling. Ellie Muller. Pass to Tritton to Zedeker. Back to Katie Muller for three. Up good.
This is Maroon Nation.
Pull up jumper good. Dowling takes the lead.
They're battle tested. One of the things that makes Dowling special is everything we do is hard all day. These guys are always challenged.
He shot at the horn. No good. And Dowling has won it. Dowling has won it.
Dowling Catholic High School basketball is on the air. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bosun the Florist. Welcome to the Maroon Pregame Show. Here's Mark Amadeo.
And a very pleasant good evening. Welcome to the Southeast Polk High School gym here in Pleasant Hill alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadeo. Happy New Year once again. This is our second broadcast of the 2026 portion of the season. And what are you laughing at? You didn't like that introduction? I'll tell you, Matt Wilkham did a good job putting that all together. He surprised me.
Almost makes me cry.
Start laughing.
Brings me to tears.
Oh my goodness, Mike. Some people have too much time in their hands and they start getting too creative. I don't know if that's creative or not, but it depends on who you are. But thank you, Matt Wilkham, and all the folks at Iowa Catholic Radio behind the scenes that kind of create those moments,
That's
Mike.
good. That's good.
And we're creating moments and memories. We reacquainted with the opponent, young lady on the opponent side, and that is the Slings family with the Clark, who's now Clark, and that's Kristen Slings, just went in the Dowling Hall of Fame here a few years ago, and her daughter Hallie Clark, plays for Southeast Polk. Well, not tonight. Unfortunately, she's out with a back injury, but I noticed they had some swag on. University of Nebraska Omaha softball is what she's going to do at the next level. Congratulations to her.
Yeah, I think she's really excited about that, and talking to her mom, they were really impressed with the program over there and that they offered her, and she accepted right away. And for Hallie, she's a really good softball player, and then I think to be within 2 hours of mom and dad and grandma and grandpa, especially because they go to all those games.
Absolutely. Well, it's we're almost through the first half of the season, Mike. I think next Tuesday when Dowling plays at Waukee Northwest, we'll have both games on Iowa Catholic Radio next Tuesday night, and then a week from tonight, they'll start the rotation again with Urbandale. So they'll be almost halfway through the year. Of course, Dowling's played 11 games of the 21-game schedule on the girls' side. So, the season's almost half over, and you start tweaking your team, finding out who can play, who's going to be my bench, who can start in case somebody's sick or hurt. We got all the viruses going around. So this is the time of year you're really trying to get your team set. Not quite thinking postseason, but that's got to be on the back of coaches' minds now.
Yeah, I think you're at the point where you're fine-tuning things a little bit. And they always talk about you don't want to be playing necessarily your best basketball in January.
Right.
You want to be playing your best basketball late February and then, of course, in March. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're doing well, you're representing yourself, and you're able to correct the mistakes that you can correct.
Well, tonight there's games going on in the CIML, and let's take a look at that. Ankeny Centennial is at Johnston. Of course, the Johnston girls ranked number one. They've won 62 in a row and 64 in a row at home, and they'll be playing tonight in Johnston. These are all 6:15 tip-offs. Dowling at Southeast Polk, we'll have that here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Tip-off in about 10 minutes. Waukee Northwest at Ankeny, and the girls match up number 5 Northwest against number 3 Ankeny. It should be a girls contest at 6 o'clock. 6:15 rather in Ankeny, and Urbandale at Waukee, and that is a game tonight. We should congratulate the Urbandale girls. Last week they snapped a 62-game losing streak in the conference with the win over Southeast Polk 61-47 last Friday night. The last conference win for Urbandale was back on January 24th at Ankeny, so that was January 24th. 2020, almost just shy of 6 years ago. And so congratulations to Joey Aguirre and the Urbandale girls getting that losing streak snapped, and they move on to play Waukee tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see them win that game. We were impressed with their effort and their aggressiveness in Dowling's game. Just didn't quite have enough to keep it close, but they played hard, and that's what you look for as a coach.
Well, Dowling's won 7 of the last 8 meetings that they've met Southeast Polk in the girls contest, and including last year with Dowling winning here at Southeast Polk 69-28, and then winning at Dowling 77-50. So one-sided games a year ago. The Maroons come in. They've won 3 in a row since their loss to Johnson, and Southeast Polk coming in with a record of 2-6, or 2-8 rather, and as I mentioned, Dowling winning 7 of the last 8 games. So sometimes it's the name of the team on the front of the jersey that's more of a mind block for teams, and Dowling's certainly one of those teams that has a mind block for some of these area schools. But tonight, Southeast Polk has everything to gain, nothing to lose, and they're playing without not only their best athlete who's out for the year in their starting center, Hallie Vanderwoord, 6'1" junior, tore ACL in the summer, but they're also playing without one of their top guards, and the gal we talked about, Hallie Clark. So they're down 2 already before we start tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have to really look for contributions from other people. And, you said they're 2-8, but before that loss to Urbandale at 2-7, they were still ranked in the top. They were ranked number 15 in the state.
Were.
So they have played a difficult schedule. They played, the CIML we've talked about before is such a difficult conference. You've got some really good teams, and they played some of those teams really well. Now, as your season goes on, you might not have injuries that keep people out of the game, but you have little, sore muscles, things
right.
like that do affect how you play or how much someone will play.
Other games going on tonight in the Iowa Alliance Conference. North is at Des Moines East. Ottumwa is at Lincoln. Hoover is at Roosevelt. These are all girl-boy doubleheaders starting at 6:15. Sioux City West at Fort Dodge and Mesa City at Waterloo East. Byes tonight, number 4 Valley, and on the girls' side they have the night off in girls and boys. And Marshalltown and Ames, girls and boys, also have the night off. And finally, in the Little Hawkeye Conference, well, new number 1 is Dallas Center Grimes lost to Norwalk last, I think it was Monday night. So Dallas Center Grimes has dropped to number 4 in Class 4A. They're at Indianola tonight. Newton's at Oskaloosa. Pella Christian at Pella in the Battle of Pella tonight. That's always a big one. And the team that has the bye is Norwalk girls and boys. So that's just some of the area teams going on. And here we're getting set for tip-off. Southeast Polk, their head coach is Brad Johnson in his 3rd year. He spent 10 years at Des Moines Christian, taught here at Southeast Polk, so he is making the travel back and forth. But Brad is here for his 3rd year, and his team comes in with a record of 2-8. And as you mentioned, Mike, was ranked up until when the rankings came out the other day, which was Wednesday. They were ranked in the top 15, but they have dropped out now. Dowling ranked 2nd in Class 5A, right behind the number 1 team, Johnston. Maroons come in with a record of 10-1. They've won 3 in a row, and Maroons looking to build on. They've had a week off. They had 2 weeks off for Christmas, played 1 game at Ankeny last week that we were involved with, and then had the week off. Had a bye on Tuesday, Dowling did, and here they come in tonight. And the Maroons are down a couple players. Tess Carmichael is not with the team. She's down at the soccer tournament in Florida that she was excused for during the Christmas break. So she is, Dowling dress is 11. Well, Tess is gone. That's 10. And Emerson Flattery, who had a leg injury as a middle schooler, is not dressing tonight. She's kind of had that flare up. I think she's going to get cleared probably next week. So she is not dressed, and she was one that came off the bench. So the Dowling bench, you look at it, there's only going to be 4 players on that bench tonight. The other 5 will be on the floor.
Yeah, no, it's probably a good thing they had a week off in between there. And I know when we talked to Coach after the Ankeny game, she mentioned that they would utilize that time effectively in working on some of the little things that she noticed from the Ankeny game and from the practices. I think she made a comment that she could watch a practice and come up with about 3 weeks worth of things to work on. So she had a week to work on those things. So, and they probably, and like I said, they probably got up a lot of shots is what she wanted to do, and kind of tweak some of the things. So it's a good time to do that.
Absolutely. We're going to take a 1-minute break. You're listening to the pregame show. It's Dowling and Southeast Polk. Girl-boy doubleheader here at the Southeast Polk Gym tonight here on Iowa Catholic Radio alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadale. And Vinny Cataldo is our studio producer. We'll be back in 1 minute with the starting lineups on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization, your sponsor today, supports worthy students wanting a Catholic education. Gifts to CTO are first monies applied to tuition expenses in the Diocese of Des Moines. That means other sources of support will go further. Donations to CTO earn a 75% Iowa tax credit. If you give $1,000, you receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
All right, welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Amadale. Pregame show continues. Dowling and Southeast Polk, the girls game tipping off at 6:15. They're going to introduce starting lineups here in 2 minutes, so we'll get ours in before they cut the lights, Mike, as they are known to do in high school events. You know, the old light show, big old pregame. The announcer uses a really deep voice, and the music blares, and you think you're at a WWE event or something.
You know, back in the old days, if you turned the lights off in Dowling, it'd take 20 minutes for them to come back on.
The vapor lights.
Yeah.
I remember that, yeah. All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups for tonight. Head coach of Dowling is Kristen Meyer in her 10th year, 177 wins, 59 losses, 16 years overall, and she's assisted by Joel Danner and Audrey Faber, but she goes by Aubrey Francis now. And, of course, her husband Riley coaches ADM boys on the coaching staff there. Dowling comes in with a record of 10-1. They've won 3 in a row since their loss to Johnston last month, ranked second in Class 5A, averaging 61.5 points in offense and giving up 43 points on defense. And the Maroons will start at one guard. Katie Muller, 6'2 junior, averaging 18.5 points, leads the team in scoring. 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. Muller will wear number 11. The other guard is Nikki Muller, her youngest sister, a 5'11 freshman, averaging 7.5 points and 3.5 rebounds. She'll wear number 21. The third guard is Maddie Rice, 5'8 senior, averaging 6.5 points. She'll wear number 25. And the fourth guard is Adrian Sears, a 5'10 freshman, averaging 8.5 points and 4 rebounds. And at center for Dowling, Ellie Muller, the Missouri recruit, 6'3 senior, averaging 14.5 points, leads the team with 11.5 rebounds and has 39 blocks on the season. And with Ellie, she's well over 1,000 career points at Dowling. She set that last month. So, again, all 3 Muller sisters in the starting lineup, along with Maddie Rice and Adrian Sears for the Maroons. And now for the home team of the scoreboard, the Southeast Polk Rams. The head coach is Brad Johnson. 3rd year, 21 wins, 34 losses. He spent 10 years the head coach at Des Moines Christian, and he's assisted by Corey Borcherding, James Reth, Shiloh McCool, James Stafford, and the one and only Kevin Burton. And Southeast Polk comes in averaging 47.5 points on offense, give up 58 points on defense. Their record is 2-8. They'll start at one guard. Brooklyn Ruddy, a 5'8 sophomore, averaging 10.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, and she is their leading scorer in rebound. Ruddy will wear number 3. The other guard is Josanna Love-Smith, 5'5 freshman, averaging 7.5 points, wearing number 4. The third guard is Gracie Wilson, leading three-point shooter on the team with 13, a 5'10 freshman, averaging 6 points on the year. She'll wear number 11. And the fourth guard is Olivia Toohey, a 5'8 senior, averaging 2.5 points and 1 rebound. Headed to Simpson College next year. Toohey will wear number 34. And at center, Elise Bartles, 6'2 freshman, averaging 4 points and 3 rebounds. Leads the team with 11 blocks. Elise Bartles will wear number 32. So it'll be Ruddy, Wilson, Love-Smith, along with Toohey and Bartles, a 5 on the floor to start for Southeast Polk, as the Rams come in again with a record of 2-8. Southeast Polk with wins over Pleasant Valley at Pleasant Valley. That was a big win back on December 6th, 48-35. And their other win was against Marshalltown, 59-28 back on December 15th. Since the Marshalltown win, they have lost 4 in a row, and they're trying to break that losing streak. All right, we're going to take a break and come back with the tip-off, Dowling and Southeast Polk on Iowa Catholic Radio coming up.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Southeast Polk High School gym here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa. This is game 4 of the Maroons' 7-game road trip. They got 2 next week and then 1 the following Tuesday, then back home. 2 weeks from tonight, Dowling returns home. So we're roadsters. Of course, we're going from Dallas County over here to very far eastern Polk County, Mike. That's our road trip.
Well, we talked about it last game that we're making this suburban tour here.
Yes, that's true.
Now we're far east side.
It's not like we're going out of state or anything like the college teams do.
No, next game is far west side.
Yeah, that's right. Tuesday night we'll be at Waukee Northwest for the girl-boy doubleheader. Mike, you got your keys to the game before they tip off as the girls are on the floor right now ready to tip off.
Yeah, I think Dowling just needs to stay focused on what their game plan is. I'm sure that Coach Danner's gone through what they need to do. They need to look to go inside out for their 3 points. They should have an advantage inside with Ellie Moeller. Get defense rebounds and transition. I think those are the key things for them to do tonight.
Yeah, pretty simple, but Southeast Polk's going to give it their all as long as they can. And now Dowling wins the tip. Corner 3 up and no good by Katie Moeller. Fight for the rebound, and coming away with it is Brooklyn Ruddy, their leading scorer and rebounder for the Rams. Ruddy, Wilson, along with Love Smith, Tui, and Bartles, a 5 on the floor, starting for Southeast Polk. Dowling with the 3 Moeller sisters. Maddie Rice has a shot up and no good by Ruddy. Rebound out to Dowling. Maddie Rice and Adrian Sears round out the starting 5. 3-pointer top of the key, good by Katie Moeller, and she's got that hot hand, and that's her 35th made 3, leads the team on the season. Catch and shoot when you're open, and they dive down, and now Southeast Polk with the basketball. Here's Love Smith with it, nearly lost it. Hits the ground, and now a long 3 by Tui. It's no good. And the rebound, Dowling and Sears. 3-0 Dowling here in this girls' game. Maroons ranked second in Class 5A. They lob it up underneath to Ellie Moore. Layup good right through 2 people. And a nice pass from Sears from the baseline.
Yeah, that was a nice pass. And Ellie got good positioning inside. And they found her, and she was able to put off the glass and in.
All right, Bartles has it top of the key. Leaves it for Tui. Now they lob it underneath. And a turnaround shot by Love Smith is no good. Rebound, Dowling. Sears with it. Out to Nikki Moeller. Underneath her sister Ellie. In the corner it goes to Rice for 3. In and out, no good. And rebounded by Southeast Polk and Brooklyn Ruddy. The Rams without Hallie Clark tonight, the 5'5 junior. Averaging 9.5 points, 3 rebounds, out with the back injury. So she will not play in this game. I believe she is here. I think she's dressing on the bench. Rams with the basketball as they work the ball around. Top of the key it goes to Ruddy. Dribbles right wing, and I think for Dowling the game plan is deny Ruddy because she is their leading scorer. 4 seconds on the shot clock. They work underneath the Bartles. Puts up a shot over Ellie Moeller. It's no good. Rebound Dowling, and Nikki Moeller comes away with it. Out to Katie Moeller. Catch and shoot 3. Off the back iron, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds to Southeast Polk. With 5:37 remaining first quarter, Dowling leading 5-0.
Yeah, I think as we've seen before, it looks like Katie has the green light anytime that she gets the ball, put it up.
Well, all the kids have a green light, Mike. You coach that way at the lower levels at Dowling. Everybody's got a green light. Did you ever tell a kid not to shoot? I told 3. Anyway.
Sometimes you hope that they realize that they're not.
Ellie Moeller gets loose underneath. The shot up and no is good. And Dowling out to a 7-0 lead. Timeout Southeast Polk. We'll keep it here. It's a 30-second timeout called by head coach Brad Johnson, as Katie Moeller with a 3-point basket and her sister Ellie with a pair of baskets. She has 4 points. Maroons lead it by 7. And tonight's game on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, and Iowa Wealth Management. The rankings came out the other night, and I think I gave them to you also, Mike. But
you did.
Dowling girls, not a whole lot of change other than a lot of CIML teams in Class 5A in the top 5.
Yeah.
Johnson at number 1, along with Dowling remains at number 2. Ankeny 3rd, Valley 4th, and Waukee Northwest is 5th. That is Dowling's next opponent on Tuesday night. 6 through 10 has Cedar Falls, Iowa City West, City High of Iowa City, Cedar Rapids, Washington, and Iowa City Liberty. 11 through 15 has Bettendorf, Sioux City East, Cedar Rapids Kennedy, Cedar Rapids Prairie, and Pleasant Valley. So those are the rankings. Those are important later on, like the month of February, when seedings are announced. And you want to be in that top 8 to get a home seed throughout the regionals on the way to state. All right, out of the timeout, Southeast Polk with the ball. Bartles has it underneath. Now she kicks it back out. 4 out, 1 in for the Rams. Now they isolate Ruddy underneath. Her shot up, blocked out of bounds by Katie Moeller with 5 on the shot clock. Good defense by the Maroons, and Coach Johnson came out with a little 4 out, 1 in there, and they just rotated who was the cutter and who was in, Mike.
Yeah, they did, with the exception of they got the ball to the one of the short people to try to put it up against one of the tall people.
Yeah, Katie's guarding one of the smaller Cals. Ruddy at 5'8" and a sophomore, and we're going to have a shot clock violation on Southeast Polk as Toohey had it and couldn't get the shot off, so it'll be Dowling possession as Maroons lead it 7-0 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. And for our folks that are listening maybe outside the state of Iowa, we didn't have too bad of a day. Sun came out, highs in the right around lower 40s, so pretty good day after being in between weather systems. Dowling with the ball, pass stolen away. Love Smith goes all the way down. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Nikki Moeller. Out of bounds to Southeast Polk. So good defense by Yozana Love Smith on that steal.
That was. She stepped right in the passing lane there when they tried to wrap around from inside to outside.
All right, here is a long 3 by Love Smith. It's no good from the right wing. Rebound Dowling. Both teams still in their starting lineup. Yep. All 3 Mullers in there along with Sears and Rice. Now a long 3 by Katie Moeller, no good. Offensive rebound, Rice. Out to Ellie Moeller for 3, good from the top of the key. Ellie with her 4th made 3 of the year, and she has 7 points tonight. And Dowling up 10-0.
And actually, Mullers are up 10-0.
That's right. Backdoor cut and a layup, good. Nice pass, a nice little play that time. Brooklyn Ruddy shoots and scores, their leading scorer for the Rams, averaging 10.5 points. Now a backdoor cut by Nikki Moeller, layup good, and Ellie gets the assist. So the Mullers are still into effect, and Nikki with her first basket.
Yep.
And an assist through her sister, so keep it all in the family. Here's a steal by Sears, somebody other than Mueller. Adrian gets the lead pass down, now gets it back, top of the key. Sears with it, now backs up. Leaves it for Nikki Moeller. They look inside, can't get it. Katie has it, left wing, 3-point line extended. Now fires at the Rice in the baseline, left wing. Now the reverse and the ball stolen away. Ruddy with the steal. She goes down, guarded by Nikki Moeller, and a foul on Nikki Moeller out of bounds 2 shots to Southeast Polk. First foul for the Maroons on Nikki Moeller.
Yeah, Southeast Polk is in a zone defense now at 2-3. Looks a little disorganized because the last couple times the Dowlings had people wide open in the baseline. But that time it was just a bad pass that they picked off and drove it down.
All right, Molly Austin set to check in for Dowling as a free throw is no good by Brooklyn Ruddy. Ruddy, a 5'8" sophomore. 42% free throw shooter on the year. Averaging 10.5 points, just over 5 rebounds. Leads the team in both categories. And now Sears will set down as Austin in. Second free throw, no good. And the rebound out to Dowling. Also in there, Olivia Meredith for the Maroons as Adrian Sears sits down. So the Maroons go to their bench, leading 12-2. And now a shot underneath, no good. Offensive rebound in Olivia Meredith, and her putback is up and no good, but she drew the foul, and that'll be on Wheatley. So Ella Wheatley just checked in for Southeast Polk, picks up the foul. Presley Zutenhorst in there, number 24. 5'5" junior. Free throw up and good by Meredith. Olivia, 50% free throw shooter on the year. Makes the first. 13-2 Dowling. 2:47 to go first quarter. Second one in and out, no good. Ball slapped around and picked up by Southeast Polk. Good hustle by the Rams. Ella Wheatley picks it up. Now gets it down court to Ruddy, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. They say went off Ruddy, so it'll be Dowling basketball.
Yeah, Southeast Polk is in that 2-3 zone. If Dowling's just patient, they're going to get a good shot here. If they just right there.
All right, now underneath, and that is Meredith. Olivia Meredith shooting and scoring her first field goal. She has 3 points. 15-2, Dowling by 13. 2:20 to go in the first quarter, Mike.
Went it down the short corner, and the person from the elbow went down the lane and got a nice layup.
Now, shot in the lane by Zutenhorst for Southeast Polk is knocked out of bounds, and they say it is Dowling basketball. Went off of Southeast Polk player. Continuing their substitution pattern as Maddie Rice will check out. And Sears is back in, and now the pass to Sears is overthrown. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball as both teams now trade turnovers.
Yeah, so far Dowling with 3 turnovers, Southeast Polk actually with just 2 at this point.
2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Dowling 15, Southeast Polk 2 here in the Central Iowa Metro League conference matchup. The rematch will be on Tuesday, February 10th as both teams play each other twice. Here's a long 3 by Katie Moeller, no good, out of bounds to Southeast Polk. Katie hits the first 3, and then she's kind of been empty from that spot.
Yeah, again, like I mentioned, if they're just patient, if they work it to the corner, then go short corner, they're going to have a nice, easy layup cutting down the middle because that's wide open. Just got to be patient.
Southeast Polk with the ball, long 3 in the corner, up and good. That's Brooklyn Ruddy with her 10th made 3 of the year, and she has all 5 of Southeast Polk's points. 15-5, Dowling by 10. As the Dowling girls have it in the front court. Sears underneath, draws a crowd, now puts up a shot. It's partially blocked out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball as Zutenhorst got a piece of that shot. On substitution, Gracie Wilson checks back in for Southeast Polk. Checking out for Dowling will be Katie Muller. And I believe her sister Nikki will check back in, and she does. Inbound the ball to Sears. Maroons have it. Sears dribbles baseline, the left wing. Can't get the shot off. Now reverses it to Molly Austin. Now to Sears. Skip pass over to Nikki Muller. To Sears for 3. Top of the key. Left it short. Fight for the rebound and a loose ball foul on Dowling. They'll get Nikki Muller with her second foul.
That's a little bit different look. I think if my memory serves me, this is the first time anyone has played zone on either team, either Dowling or a visitor or opponent all year. Everybody's been man-to-man.
Because of all the shooters in the conference. I think you're probably right. Southeast Polk with the ball, down by 10. 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Here's a steal by Olivia Meredith. Dowling with the ball, leaves it for Sears. Adrian dribbles baseline. Can't get the shot off. Back out to Maddie Rice for 3. Top of the key, no good. Offensive rebound Dowling, and Nikki Muller comes away with it, and she draws the foul. And that'll be on Ella Wheatley, her second. So a couple reserves, or reserved for Southeast Polk. Wheatley with 2 fouls. And Nikki Muller started for Dowling with 2 fouls. 32 seconds remaining. Dowling with the ball. Shot clock turned off here in the final 30 seconds of the first quarter. And now Nikki Muller for 3, left wing, no good. Rebound Olivia Meredith. Offensive rebound out to Sears, top of the key. Maroons will reset with 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. Sears pass left wing is stolen away by Southeast Polk. Allie Bogwell with the steal. Underneath, the shot up and no good. Offensive rebound, Bogwell. Gets to Sloan Gaffney, who's in there. A long three up and no good by Wheatley. Offensive rebound, Southeast Polk, and the quarter ends with Dowling holding a 15-5 lead over the Southeast Polk Rams as we come to the end of the first quarter here at the Southeast Polk Gym tonight. Friday night high school girls and boys basketball. It's Dowling 15, Southeast Polk 5 in this girls contest. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Why does he have to watch every single bowl game this week? Right, ladies? This is Father Thomas J. Loy with a Theology of the Body moment for the Tabor Life Institute. Men love football for the same reason they love to make love, become a father, seek adventure, experience mystery, and see beauty. For men, football is an experience of the spousal mystery through a sport. Mystically speaking, the point of football is to plant the seed in the end zone. The coveted end zone can only be approached with the greatest attentiveness and finesse. A pass reception becomes the conception of 6 new points, and the team celebrates their fruitfulness. So remember, ladies, football for him is an experience of the very dynamics contained in the spousal mystery. And gentlemen, don't forget where your real experience of the spousal mystery is found. To find out more about the theology of the body, visit taborlife.org. taborlife.org.
Southeast Polk Gym in Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Friday night high school girls and boys basketball, the girls game. Southeast Polk with the basketball to start the second quarter. They have the ball and a shot put up and no good. Knocked out of bounds, blocked out of bounds. I think the Maroons got about 3 or 4 blocks in this first half. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball. Mike Burkert with 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock here in the Rams' first possession as they get the ball inbounds to Olivia Toohey. Toohey with it, dribbles to the free throw line, can't get the shot off. Hands it off to Gracie Wilson. She'll launch the 3. It's up and no good. Rebound Dowling and Katie Muller. Muller out. Runs running, transitioning. They get it down the corner to Maddie Rice. Lobs inside to Ellie Muller. Right block, double teamed in this 2-3 zone. And now they kick it back out to Nikki Muller. Over to Sears. Dowling with their starting 5 out there. Here's the Katie Muller to her sister Ellie. Her little scoop shot up, no good. Maddie Rice, offensive rebound. Gets it back out to Katie Muller and a reset on the shot clock with the Maroons leading 15-5 as we're underway here in the second quarter of this girls contest. Sears had the ball nearly stolen away by Brooklyn Ruddy. Gets it back. 20 on the shot clock for the Maroons on their second attempt. And here's Ellie Muller for 3. And it's misses everything and lands on the baseline out of bounds. It'll be Southeast Polk basketball. And Mike, a quick look at the first quarter numbers, if you will.
Yeah, I think that the zone defense by Southeast Polk is kind of, I don't want to say rattling Dowling a little bit, but they're 5 out of 16 in the first quarter, which is 31%, which is significantly lower than what they normally do. They're 1 out of 9 from the 3-point range. Southeast Polk, though, is just 2 for 15, which is 13%. So,
all right, here's Southeast Polk. Gracie Wilson for 3, up and good. Wilson, the freshman, with her team leading 14th 3. Go ahead, Mike.
No, turnovers, 4 turnovers for Dowling, 3 for Southeast Polk.
Now Dowling works it in, and Ellie Muller gets a pass right to her sister Katie on the right block. Layup good. Katie with 5 points. 17-8. Dowling with the lead by 9. Maroons have led by as many as 13 in this first half. Southeast Polk won't go away. They've whittled it down. Now here is Ruddy in the corner. In the lane now. Turns, spins on the right block. Fadeaway shot up. In and out, no good. Right over Katie Muller. Rebound Dowling and Ellie Muller. Gets it out to Katie Muller. The Maroons will set their half-court offense as they transition down. And the Rams are kind of, they're staying kind of, that 2-3, or are they staying man there? They're just kind of helping.
No, it's 2-3.
Okay. There's Maddie Rice with it. 15 on the shot clock. Here's Ellie Muller, double team the right block. The ball poked away, loose on the floor, and Southeast Polk will pick it up with Bartle. So they commit to that 2-3 zone to start the second quarter, huh?
Yeah, they are. I think Dowling looks, I don't want to say he looks confused, but they're just not being patient, and they're not cutting hard for the basket. And they need to do that, and they're going to they'll have all kind of life if they do that.
Izzy Bogwell in there, number 30 for Southeast Polk. Her and her sister Allie both play. And the Rams now get it inside to Ruddy. Layup good. Ruddy with 7 points tonight. Comes in averaging 10.5, and it's 17-10. Dowling's lead now 7. Now skip pass over to Nikki Moeller. Out to Sears, top of the key. Right wing to Maddie Rice for 3. In and out, no good. Fight for the rebound, Ellie Moeller. And her put back up, no good. Offensive rebound, Maddie Rice. She can't get it to go. And the Maroons have several opportunities, and the Rams come away with it, and Ruddy has it. Brooklyn in the front court for the Rams. They swing it over to Tui. Out to the high post to Bartles. They swing it to the right side. This is Tui with it to Bartles' right elbow. Takes a couple of dribbles, guarded by Ellie Moeller. Leaves it for Tui, right wing. Looking for a backdoor cut, can't get it. 8 on the shot clock. Now Ruddy has it. She goes down the lane, and an offensive foul. Ruddy pushes off on Nikki Moeller. Turnover against the Rams. And so that'll be the first foul on Ruddy. Go ahead,
no,
Mike.
That was a nice drive. That was one of those that's probably a 50-50, and Dowling got the Miami call.
Well, it comes, it was an arm bar that went to a forearm. Arm bar's good, forearms are not. And that's kind of what she kind of flung it out there. Now, Katie Moeller for 3. Good from the top of the key. They left her alone, and that is her second made 3 of the night. She has 8 points. Dowling by 10, 20-10. Under 4 minutes to play, second quarter. Halftime will be joined by Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys basketball coach. And now Katie Moeller goes down court. She has the ball knocked away. Good defense that time by Ella Wheatley. And a turnover against Dowling. So the Rams in the front court. Here's Love Smith with it. Pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Rolls in and out and back out again. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that was a tough one. She did not get the home court roll there.
You don't see that often. Rebound Dowling. Maroons lead by 10. Now a little high-low between Maddie Rice and Ellie Moeller. And Maddie led Ellie just a little too much down in that left block. So turnover against Dowling. And Bartles will check out for Southeast Polk, as will Tui, as Ruddy re-enters the game for the Rams. Molly Austin in the Dowling lineup for Nikki Moeller. So both teams go to their benches. Allie Bogwell in the lineup, 5'9" sophomore for Southeast Polk, wearing number 14. She has the ball right now. Gets it to Sloan Gaffney, who just checked in too, 5'8" sophomore. Coach Johnson has 6 sophomores and 5 freshmen on this roster to go along with 6 upperclassmen. Now the ball inside, knocked away by Dowling. Lead pass to Olivia Meredith, who's running the court. Layup, good. That was a tremendous pass and a diagonal pass to get Meredith the ball, and she has 5 points off the bench.
That's what we talked about. Defensive rebounds and active turnovers, and Dowling gets that transition, and they're tough to stop when they get the transition moving.
Dowling by 12, 2:40 remaining, second quarter, 22-10 Maroons. Southeast Polk with the ball. Ruddy with it, dribbles baseline, cut off nicely by Maddie Rice. The ball tipped away by Katie Moeller. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Let's see what Coach Johnson wants to take. Will this be a full?
I think he's asking right now what he wants.
No, there's still delayed. It looks like the referee wants to signal full, and he will. So we're 2:31 to go here in the second quarter. Dowling 22, Southeast Polk 10, alongside Mike Burkert. Mark Amadale back to the Southeast Polk gym in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more. Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
Welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Dowling girls with a 22-10 lead. Southeast Polk, or rather Dowling with the basketball coming out of the timeout as Maroons get it in the front court. As Dowling now brings in Kate Clendenin, number 1, a 5'4 sophomore. Also in there, Katie Muller, who remains in the contest, loses the basketball. Sears stays in. Molly Austin in the lineup for Dowling, and Olivia Meredith is the Maroon lineup. And now at the free throw line, a shot by Yasana Love Smith is no good, and the rebound comes out to Dowling. Katie Muller gets to Sears. Corner three up, no good. Fight for the rebound, slapped around, and Wheatley comes away with it for Southeast Polk. Ella Wheatley, 5'6 sophomore, gets to Brooklyn Ruddy, Rams leading scorer, who has 7 points in this contest. Minute and a half to play. Rams with 15 on the shot clock. Here is Love Smith with the basketball, makes a move and turns, and a foul called on Dowling. And they'll whistle that on Adrian Sears, her first, and team foul number 1 on Dowling here in the second quarter, Mike.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense there by Adrian, but kind of didn't move the feet enough at the end there and got called for the foul.
So Meredith and Rice will sit down for Dowling as Ellie Muller checks back into the lineup. Maddie Rice stays in there, and now here's a shot put up by Southeast Polk. It's no good. Rebound, Ellie Muller. Maroons advance the ball in the front court to Maddie Rice. Out to Katie Muller. They look inside. Ellie's got her opponent pinned down. Layup good, as she had Allie Bogwell pinned underneath the basket as they found the basketball there, Mike.
Yeah, they did. That time they were a little more patient, and she posted up well that time, and they got her the ball. 9
points now for Ellie Muller. Now a baseline shot no good by Allie Bogwell from the left side from 10 feet out. Rebound out to Dowling. Here's Sears with it to Katie Muller. Free throw line, shot up and good. Katie Muller shoots and scores, and she has 10 points.
Yeah, that shot's open right in the free throw line area, extended there.
Zone. The gap, there's always a gap in the zone, and now long three up and no good by Yasana Love Smith. Rebound Dowling as she missed everything. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Maroons 26, Southeast Polk 10. Now they lob it inside to Ellie Muller. A little catch. It's stolen away from Muller, and now a shot at the horn is up and no good by Sloan Gaffney, who had the steal. So we go to halftime with Dowling Catholic leading Southeast Polk 26-10 as the Maroons hold Southeast Polk to 5 points in that second quarter and lead it here at halftime. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. Vinny Cataldo, our studio producer. Our halftime score, Dowling 26, Southeast Polk 10 in this girls contest. Back with our halftime guest, Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys coach. We haven't seen him this year. Well, we're going to see him here in about 2 minutes. Take a 2-minute break. Vinny Cataldo on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Health powers life. From the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted, at Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
From Albia to Arnold's Park and everywhere at iowacatholicradio.com or the Iowa Catholic Radio app. Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, connecting people to Christ.
We're back here at the Southeast Polk Gym. Friday night high school girls and boys basketball on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Dowling and Southeast Polk. Halftime of the girls game. Dowling girls lead 26-10 over Southeast Polk. Now joined by the Dowling boys basketball coach, Justin Einertson. Coach, we got to wish you Happy New Year. Hope your Christmas went well. This is the first time we've seen you in the new year, because last Friday night we were at Ankeny with the girls contest. You guys were in Carroll, part of the Catholic Classic that Dowling hosted a year ago. So welcome, Coach.
Good to be back. We handled Christmas break perfectly. We got influenza A out of the way in our house. We got a couple of lingering effects of that in all parts of our school. I knew something was wrong when I showed up in first period. I had 9 kids marked absent. So I guess that worked out well for us.
Oh, it does not work out well. The influenza or whatever's going on, stomach virus, you name it, and it's going around. And I know you're going to be down a player tonight, and I'm sure you'll overcome that. But is Evan here? Evan Mitchell?
No,
he's going to be home.
He had a really high fever.
Ooh.
That's also pretty standard with this. But hopefully, like everybody else, well, most everybody else that's had it, it's a 2 or 3 day thing, and he'll be back with us on Sunday.
Well, we certainly hope so, and wish Evan Mitchell well. Hopefully he's home listening to us and maybe watching it with our neighbors next door.
He'll be watching.
I figured as much. Well, you go to Carroll and you sweep them, and you come in tonight. You're 9-0. First time a Dowling basketball team's been 9-0 since. I think I had dark hair. I didn't have any gray. I think it's been that long, Coach Einertson.
Well, that's good. That's nice to hear. Yeah, this group's been special. I mean, they overcome whatever's thrown at us, and we got another test tonight, so just another opportunity.
Well, you certainly do, and let's talk about your team here. We saw Charlie Crane come back. We're going back to before Christmas. He was kind of coming in the rotation, got cleared with his broken wrist. Charlie came off the bench, and he started. Maddox Capola coming off that hamstring injury. He's been starting, but he's one of your captains. And now you've kind of tightened your bench up a little bit because you were running 9-10 players in there and getting some big wins with the kids you have. But now it seems like your bench is getting a little tighter, and a great experience in Carroll facing some top 10 teams in other classes.
Yeah, we have a coach's dream of a problem where we probably have more players that are capable than we have spots for them. And, we've had some slower paced games lately as we try to mix these bigs in and make sure that we're taking the right shots every possession. That limits opportunity for some guys, but very happy with the punch that we've gotten off the bench from a couple of guys, especially on the defensive end. So, it's hard, I think, on guys, but we got a group that really likes each other, is really devoted to, the big picture.
Well, with you and your coaching staff, and of course Nate Jenkins and Maddox Capola being your captains, is making sure everybody understands their role. Yeah, they got a little taste of the big time in November and December, but now the rotation's getting tight. But you look at Gio Keelis, the starter, who's now coming off the bench for you, and he's going to play a big role tonight, I know, along with Sam Ralston, who's also started. So you got kids that have started, but also got to learn how to come off the bench. So they're sitting with you and the coaching staff in the beginning, but they're going to be playing at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's, again, a good problem for coaches. I think we have 6 legit starters. You could probably argue 7 with Evan sometimes. So, sure. It's hard to figure out which ones to slide into which spots, which guys will play well together. And right now we're kind of day-to-day as far as starting 5 goes. So coming from college, starters never really mattered to me. It matters a lot more to the kids. But, yeah, we got big-time shooting impact off the bench, and I don't think either one of them has shot with – to the level they're capable of, or to the level we've seen in the past. So, it's nice to have. You need a couple points late. Who to have in the game, and if we need a stop and a rebound late, we know who to have in the game. So, it's been a fun group to play with so far because all these pieces give us something.
To visit with Justin Einertson, the Dowling boys basketball coach here on Iowa Catholic Radio. Halftime of the girls game, Dowling 26, Southeast Polk 10, and Mike Burkert. You got the first question to Coach on the Well, forget the post-game stuff. Right here at halftime, you got the first question in 2026 to coach.
What a deal. My question, you've gone through 9 games. You're 9-0. What have you learned about your team so far this season that you didn't expect when you first started the year?
That's interesting. I think probably how much we still have to learn, and I see that as a positive. I think our offense is we're still trying to figure out how to make it work. We have downhill guards. We don't have come off screens, shoot, enter into the post guards, and I almost would say that's program wide, and we've sort of developed that. So now to have 2 bigs, that space is gone. So as a coaching staff, we've had to learn how to implement more space while also playing the 2 bigs. And honestly, if they were shooting the 3 really well, I think this would be easier to do. But they haven't. So, I've learned that we got to keep tinkering and got to keep learning and listening to them, because they're telling us some pretty valuable stuff about things that they think that will help us out. But, I didn't expect that. I thought we had a pretty good offensive plan coming in general. And, it's not a bad problem. We play such a tough schedule that you always want to make sure you're sharpening yourself. And as a group, we're doing that.
Coach, you like getting to the free throw line, but also like reducing the turnovers. I know that was kind of been a key. I know the girls program with Kristen, they're trying to get their turnovers down, but getting to that free throw line, shooting more free throws than your opponent, that's a big key. We talked about that several years ago. That is coming to fruition, but getting the turnovers reduced, that's a big, every possession you should value.
Yeah, and honestly, some of that's just with the personnel change we saw this year, so I got to be a little bit patient with that, because I do want them to push. I do want them to run. We got 2 gazelles as bigs. Just maybe tightening it up a little bit, maybe making less Brett Favre passes, again, program-wide, and more Aaron Rodgers passes where it's not going to be tipped off. Yes, I'm from Wisconsin, so that's relevant to anybody who is.
He picks quarterbacks that played or had played for Green Bay. Go ahead.
If you're under 30, you may not know what I'm talking about, but if you're over, you probably do. Yeah, just making a little bit smarter decisions in the half court, trusting, or in transition, trusting your half court a little bit more would be nice to see.
Well, you have a nice group, and this is very athletic in the post. Alfred Coley has been a great surprise. You called it before the year when I was talking during football season. You said, this Coley kid, he's going to have to start because Charlie was hurt. Now they're both in the lineup, and that has got to create problems for all the teams, including a team you haven't faced this year in Southeast Polk under their new head coach. And I know Dave Stubbs has coached at the 1A and 2A levels, won state titles there, but he's got an athletic team out there, and he's still trying to kind of feel out his team a little bit. So
yeah, I mean, they're going to figure it out. They have a lot of talent. So, we were here the other night. I feel like they were kind of hitting their stride, and then they added a couple guys at break, and, they probably haven't started off the way they wanted to. But, the thing about Charlie and Alfred that's so special, and I've not coached it myself, but I've seen it with, like, Houston and sometimes Iowa State, having guys that can guard 5 positions but also protect the rim is really special. So we're pretty fortunate right now.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, look forward to talking to you after the game tonight. I think they'll keep the lights on up here. So
sometimes.
Best of luck, and we'll talk to you following the game.
Right. Thanks, guys.
Justin Anderson, Dowling boys basketball coach, joined us here at halftime. Dowling girls lead it 26-10 over Southeast Polk. Back in 1 minute for the start of the second half along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard the way some people talk about Mother Nature? They seem to have a reverence for the earth as if it were some kind of a god, or rather goddess. For them, saving the earth is nothing less than a religion. Now that's the wrong perspective. G.K. Chesterton says, nature is not our mother. Nature is our sister, because we both have the same father. We can respect nature the way we respect our sister. We can take care of her the way we take care of our sister. But she has no authority over us. That's the right perspective. Want more than a minute? Visit our website at chesterton.org.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
Welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale, as Maddie Rice at the free throw line. scoreless in the first half, but now 2 for 2 at the free throw line. Has her first 2 points. Dowling out to a 28-10 lead here in the second half. 18-point lead, their largest. We'll catch up with our halftime stats when we get a break. Dowling 28, Southeast Polk 10 in this Class 5A Central Iowa Metro League. Game 1 of the conference doubleheader between Dowling and Southeast Polk here at Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Here's a corner three up and no good by Brooklyn Ruddy, and the rebound out to Sears of Dowling. Maroons get it down court, layup good by Ellie Muller. She gets herself established in the left block. She has 11 points there, Mike Burkert.
Yeah, that time they got down the floor before Southeast Polk was able to set up in their zone defense and found her right on the block, and she was able to put it off the glass and in.
The coach had to get her posy board out and drop a few zone breaker plays for the half court.
Yeah.
Here's Love Smith for 3 for Southeast Polk. It's no good from the top of the key. Rebound Katie Muller and Dowling. 30-10, Dowling by 20. This is their largest lead of the night. They had as much of a 13-point lead in the first half. Katie Muller from the top of the key for 3. It's no good. Ball slapped around. Maddie Rice keeps it alive. Gets to Katie Muller in the lane with the left hand. Shot no good. Rice with the rebound. Has it slapped away and picked up by Elise Bartles and Southeast Polk. Rams with it. Here's Grace Wilson. She'll pull up for 3. It's no good. Rebound Maddie Rice. 30-10 Dowling. 6:20 to go, third quarter in game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. And runs underneath, and Nikki Muller to her older sister Ellie. Layup good. Ellie with 13 points and a quick timeout by head coach Chad Johnson of Southeast Polk. Is it a 30? It is. We'll keep it here with 6:10 to go, third quarter. Dowling 32 and Southeast Polk 10. Maroons by 22 points. Mike Burkert, let's take a look at our halftime stats. Almost 2 minutes into the third quarter. Go ahead.
Okay. First half for Dowling, they were overall 10 out of 26 from the field, which is 38%. Of that, they were 2 out of 13 from three-point range, which is not like how they've been shooting. They were 1 or 2 from the foul line. They had 22 rebounds. They also had 9 turnovers. I think the zone had a little effect on that, or some of their passes weren't sharp. Southeast Polk, on the other hand, was 4 out of 25 in the first half. 16%. They were 0 for 2 from the free throw line and 6 turnovers. Yeah,
Coach Johnson said, hey, we were not a very good shooting team, but there's always room for improvement. Well, here's the second half. That's where you start. Bartles with it for Southeast Polk coming out of the timeout. Dowling led 15-5 at the end of the first quarter and outscored Southeast Polk 11-5 in the second quarter. Here's a pull-up jumper. Good. I think that was Love Smith that got the roll.
That time she got the one where it went in, out, and went back in instead of coming back out again.
She had no points at halftime, and now she has 2. Dowling with the ball leading 32-12, and the Maroons work it inside, and a layup up and good. I believe that was Maddie Rice, and it was. Maddie with the basket for the Maroons, and she's got 4 points all in the third quarter. Now here's a steal by Katie Muller. Her shot no good. Nikki Muller, the offensive rebound, put back. It's no good. And then Katie underneath the rebound, and her shot up and good. So offensive boards and a basket for Katie Muller, who now has 12 points. 36-12 Dowling. And now pull-up jumper no good by Ruddy for Southeast Polk. Rebounded by Nikki Muller. As the Maroons get it down, and a shot up, and good. That is Ellie Muller with her 16th point, or 15th point. And a timeout, Southeast Polk. We'll take it with them. 5 minutes to play, third quarter. Dowling girls leading 38-12 over Southeast Polk in game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Back to the Southeast Polk gym in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a segment about small Catholic innovations that made a huge impact from the OSV Institute for Catholic Innovation. There's another saint besides St. Nicholas that shaped Christmas as we know it. St. Boniface was an 8th century bishop sent to catechize German pagans. One of their winter traditions was to decorate an oak tree and perform a pagan ritual around it. Boniface did not approve. He chopped down the oak tree in one fell swoop. Behind the fallen oak was an evergreen. St. Boniface decided to preach about Jesus' gift of eternal life. The Germans were amazed, maybe by this Jack Bishop who chopped down a huge tree in one go, but mostly by Jesus. They put decorated evergreens in their homes to celebrate the birth of Jesus, so you can thank Catholic innovation for Christmas trees. Learn more about what OSV Institute is doing to inspire and encourage Catholic innovation at osvinstitute.com.
All right, we're back here at the Southeast Polk Gym out of the timeout. Dowling leading 38-12 in this girls contest, and Brooklyn Ruddy takes the ball in the lane. Her shot blocked by Ellie Moeller. Rebound comes out to Dowling. The Maroons in transition. They get it inside to Moeller. Layup good on the left block. And you're right, Mike. They're really getting their offense set so they can't set up for the 2-3 zone. Ellie Moeller with 17 points. That is her 8th point here in the third quarter. 8 of her 17 points.
Yeah, their spacing is a lot better now against that zone where they're getting nice, easy shots.
All right, Southeast Polk with the basketball down the lane. They up good. Olivia Toohey with her first 2 points of the night. Rams were held to 10 points at halftime. That is their second basket of the third quarter. 40-14 Maroons. Here's Olivia Meredith, who checked in during the break and throws the ball on the baseline and threw it away. And now the Rams turn it over. Bartles wasn't expecting a pass from her teammate, Gracie Wilson, and turns it over right in front of the Dowling bench. It'll be Dowling basketball as Rams have a largest lead has been 28 points here in this second half.
Yeah, I'm not sure she was expecting that. They made a nice steal, and she's a 6'2" freshman post, and they outletted it to her, and I don't think she's used to that.
Yeah. Well, Dowling's won 7 of the last 8 meetings against Southeast Polk. Rams are 18-13 against the Rams, dating back to 2006. Dowling with the ball. Maddie Rice underneath pass goes to Meredith. In the corner goes 3. It's no good by Molly Austin. Offensive rebound Dowling. Here's Sears with it. Gets to Austin. Molly can't dribble baseline. Picks up her dribble. Gets to the top of the key for 3. It's no good. And offensive rebound. Sears, her shot is up and good. The basket will count. The foul on Southeast Polk, and keeping that ball alive was Maddie Rice on the offensive end, and Rice gets the assist and the basket by Sears. That'll be her first points of the ball game. She has 2 and a chance for an and 1 here, Mike.
Yeah, Maddie Rice does some really nice things that sometimes show up in the box score and sometimes they don't, but she so far this year seemed to be in the right place at the right time and comes up with some nice plays.
And Sears' free throw completes the traditional three-point play. She has 3 points tonight. 43-14 Dowling. Runs by 29. The continuous clock mercy rules kicks in at 35, so Maroons have a few more 6 points to get to that. Rams had the basketball. Here's Izzy Bogwell with it. Top of the key, it goes to Ruddy. Dribbles down the baseline, guarded by Sears. Now picks up her dribble. 5 on the shot clock. Rams got to get it off. Gaffney with it down the lane. Her shot blocked out of bounds by Muller with a shot clock violation, they say. And it'll be Dowling basketball. Another turnover. So did Muller get the block shot before the shot clock went off?
Yes.
Statistically?
Yes.
Gotta ask that.
She did. It bounced a couple times before it went out of bounds. That's when the shot clock went off.
There we go. Glad you clarified that. That's what a good wingman will do. Pick up the missing parts. Dowling with the ball. Kate Clendenin in there, number 1, a 5'4" sophomore. She's going to launch a 3. Right wing, good. Clendenin with her 3rd 3 of the year. How about that?
That was a nice shot.
And it's 46-14 Dowling. Runs by 32. They're trying to get the continuous clock going. Here's Wheatley with it for Southeast Polk. Leaves it for Ruddy. Skip pass over to the left wing to Allie Bogwell. Over to Ruddy. Top of the key it goes to Sloan Gaffney. Now to Ruddy. Trying to make something happen with 10 on the shot clock. Pass goes right wing. They get it to Gracie Wilson. Can't get the shot off in the lane. A long 3 by Bogwell is no good. That is Izzy Bogwell. Rebound Dowling and Katie Muller with 1:45 to go in the third quarter. 46-14 Dowling. And in transition, a three-pointer by Sears is up and good. Adrienne Sears with her 12th made 3 of the year. She has 6 points tonight, and it's 49-14. And ball got away, and now they'll inbound it with 1:35 to go.
Dowling scored on 10 of their 12 possessions on this quarter.
That's pretty efficient. Now we got an illegal screen set by Sloan Gaffney. And that'll be Dowling basketball with 1:30 to go. The clock will continue to run as they're at the 36-point lead. So it'll be
That was if you're watching the college football game, that was a blindside block that they threw on Sears there that time.
Hey, the other semifinal is underway. Indiana and Oregon rematch of the Big Ten championship game. That's going on tonight. As there's a long three by Katie Muller, no good. Ball saved from going out of bounds by Olivia Meredith, but she couldn't get it to a teammate in time, so a turnover against Dowling. And substitutions now. The clock continues to run even though the ball's dead. It's a continuous clock. They'll stop it for free throws. And, of course, timeouts or injured players. So 40 seconds remaining, 49-14 Dowling. And now here's a steal by the Maroons. Gwen Holton with the steal. Shot up and no good as Molly Austin drew the foul, and she'll go to the free throw line. But Holton with a nice steal. Gwen, a 5'9" sophomore. Plays a lot for that Tom Donahue guy that, is he, JV1 coach? Yeah.
We'll give him that one.
So Austin at the free throw line. Grandmother's one of my favorite people.
Totally agree with you.
Nancy is an absolute, if there could use the word saint in my vocabulary, she would be up there. Second free throw good by her granddaughter, Molly. Sophomore for the Maroons, so she goes 1 for 2. The Maroons lead it 50-14 with 30 seconds to go in the third quarter.
And her aunt Andrea was one of the first players I coached at Dowling.
But you didn't coach Ryan? No. You weren't coaching boys, that's why.
No, that's it.
All right, Southeast Polk the ball. Final 13 seconds of the third quarter. There's Gaffney with it. They play catch between the circles. They get it to Bogwell. This is Allie Bogwell. Gets it over in the corner for three. It's no good by Toohey. Rebound Dowling. Maroons with it. Here's Holton with it, and the Maroons can't get off the shot. So we've come to the end of 3 quarters of play with the score. Dowling 50 and the Southeast Polk Gals 14. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. Vinny Cataldo's our studio producer. Oh, yeah, his relative's going to come in for the boys' game tonight. Can't wait for that. I got a few things on my mind to let him know about. 50-14 Dowling. And we'll return with the fourth quarter of the girls' game in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Lumen Media of the Diocese of Sioux City Office of Communications will publish these features in the next Lumen Notes. Dr. Ray will keynote the upcoming men's conference. Bishop Scholar serves Catholic schools. Father Francis incarnates. A diocesan partnership brings divorce healing program to the faithful. And Storm Lake alumni support their favorite Hawkeye coach. See these features and local parish and school news and events in the next Lumen Notes or at lumenmedia.org.
Back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Friday night, high school basketball. Southeast Polk with the basketball to start the fourth quarter. Rams with it, and they work it inside. Layup up and good right over Ellie Muller. Nice shot by Allie Bogwell with her first 2 points of the night. And it's 50-16 Dowling. Maroons have the continuous clock here in the fourth quarter as they led by 35 points or more, and now they work underneath to Ellie Muller, and her shot is blocked from behind by Gracie Wilson, out of bounds to Dowling with 19 on the shot clock. And Mike, you got all your stats up to date through 3 quarters?
I do.
Okay, I'll let you take it away here.
Third quarter, Dowling was 9 of 16 overall, 56%, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. They had 13 rebounds, 7 defensive, 6 offensive rebounds in the quarter. And they cut their turnovers down. They just had 2 turnovers in the third quarter.
Ellie Muller.
Oh, go ahead.
Ellie Muller with the basket in the lane. She has 19 points for the Maroons. Go ahead, Mike.
Southeast Polk was 2 out of 10, 20% in the third quarter. 0-4 from three-point range, and they had 6 turnovers in that quarter.
All right, Dowling with the ball as the Rams came down. The missed shot, and now here's Katie Muller, right wing three, in and out, no good. And ball slapped around and retrieved by Allie Bogwell. Bogwell have sisters. Allie's the sophomore, and her sister Izzy is a senior. Now, substitution for the Rams as Elise Bartles checks back into the lineup, replacing Sloan Gaffney, who checked in earlier. Rams with it. There's Allie Bogwell with it. Skip pass over to Olivia Toohey. Now, Bartles has it, right elbow, and she thought her teammate was going to do a cut and threw the ball away. So turnover against the Rams. 52-16 Dowling here in this girls contest in the fourth quarter with the running clock. Boys game to follow. And we'll have that on Iowa Catholic Radio. Now here's underneath, shot off the glass too strong by Katie Muller, and a rebound out to Southeast Polk. Rams in the front court. Here's Allie Bogwell. They work underneath, and a shot is blocked. Bogwell took it to the hole and blocked by Ellie Muller. Now Katie has it. Underneath to Maddie Rice, layup, good. Boy, that pass was a bullet from Katie Muller, and I think it was almost a no-look pass, Mike.
Yeah, I think it was.
Rice now with 6 points. 54-16 Dowling. Under 5 minutes to play, fourth quarter. Don't forget the boys contest will be on tonight. About a 15-minute break between games, and we'll have our post-game show following this contest. Now Dowling with the ball after a missed shot, and they get it down to Katie Muller, and it's overthrown, but she saves from going out of bounds right to Southeast Polk. Dowling gets it back on the steal. Muller underneath. Katie with the shot, and good. So quite a flurry there. Katie with 14 points. And it's 56-16 Dowling by 40.
Fast and furious here.
Yes, it is. Now three-pointer, good. That is Elise Bartles with her first 3 points of the night. And that's her first 3 of the year. She was held scoreless in the first half. 56-19 Dowling. Rams stay, looks like they're man-to-man here, and there's Muller underneath. Her shot is no good, but she was fouled. They're going to whistle Bartles for her first foul, and free throws coming for Ellie Muller, who has 19 points tonight. Her sister Katie with 14. Ellie, a 66% free throw shooter, misses the first free throw. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization, and Construction Professionals. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. Wholesale substitutions. In hockey, they call it a line change when you coaches do that. Second free throw good by Ellie Muller. She has 20 points, and she will check out. Olivia Meredith will take her place, and that might be it for her.
I say it's a little tough. They only have 9 players dressed tonight, so
yeah,
not too many lines they can change.
That's true. That's true. Southeast Polk with substitutions. Yasana Love-Smith back in, a 5'5 freshman. It's a pass underneath the Bartles and a foul on Dowling. That'll be whistled on Nikki Muller, her third.
Tell you what, Mark, one of the nice things that we've noticed a change here at Southeast Polk is that the band is no longer underneath the basket right next to the visiting team bench.
They push the bleachers in, Mike. Corner three no good by Love-Smith. Rebound Dowling, and Clendenin takes it away. One of the smallest players out there, and gets in the land of the Giants. Runs in the front court. Here's Holton. She'll launch a three. Right wing three, good. Gwen Holton with her second made three of the season. 60-19, Dowling by 41. Their largest lead of the night. Yes, I remember those days. Band right there, and you're trying to have a timeout and a conversation. Now all they did was push the bleachers back and move the band up to the upper section across from the Dowling bench. That's all they did.
That's all they did, but for a visiting team, that's like heaven now.
Still noisy in here. Like to create that environment.
Yeah, but that band, man, you could not hear a word in the huddle.
The thing is, they're good. It's a good band.
It is good.
Both teams exchanged turnovers as they threw errant passes, and now the Rams have it. And a catch and shoot three is good by Ella Wheatley, her fourth made three of the season. 60-22. Dowling with the lead over Southeast Polk. And now the Maroons have the ball in their half court in the final 2.5 minutes with the running clock. Top of the key for three. It's no good by Gwen Holton. Rebound, Southeast Polk. The Rams the other way. A pull-up jumper, good. Ella Wheatley with the basket. She's got 5 points in the last minute. 60-24. Dowling with the lead with 2:10 to go. Now, underneath, Nikki Muller drives the lane. And reach-in foul called on Gracie Wilson. That'll be her first. It'll be the second team foul on Southeast Polk here in the fourth quarter, so it's a non-shooting foul. Maroons have it out of bounds. Now they almost throw it away, and foul will be called on Love Smith. That'll be her second. Up next for Southeast Polk, they will be home next Tuesday night. They'll take on fourth-ranked Valley in a girl-boy doubleheader, and then a week from tonight, number 1 Johnston here at Southeast Polk. For Dowling Catholic, road trip continues. The Maroons are at Waukee Northwest. That'll be our next broadcast next Tuesday night. And in a week from tonight, Dowling will be at Urbandale. So I got to go 2 blocks for that game. Mike, you probably got to go about 10, I think.
Yeah.
And then the Maroons travel to Valley and then home against Ankeny Centennial 2 weeks from tonight. So we'll be road warriors by then. 7-game road trip for the Maroons. Maroons with the basketball. Corner three, no good by Clendenin. Hustle in the backcourt, and Meredith picks it away. Olivia has it. Dowling keeps possession. Olivia underneath, layup up and good. The basket will count, and a foul on Wheatley. Moved by Olivia Meredith. I like her aggressiveness, and she's got 7 points tonight and a chance for an and one.
Well, when you talked about the Southeast Polk upcoming schedule, that talks about the scheduling that they've got. 4th-ranked Valley, second-ranked Dowling, 4th-ranked Dowling or Valley, then 1st-ranked Johnston.
And then
3 in a row.
Then later on for a non-conference, they go to number 13 Pella out of Class 4A. So they're playing up as Meredith completes the three-point play. She has 8 points. 63-24. Final minute of the ball game. Dowling girls are going to go on and win their 4th in a row and improve their record to 11-1, while Southeast Polk will fall to 2-9. Rams will lose their 5th in a row. Nikki Muller in the front court for the Maroons. 20 seconds to play. 1 second differential in the shot clock. Now a steal by Wheatley. She goes all the way down court against Muller, and Muller will pick up the foul and Wheatley to the free throw line with 13 seconds remaining. As the foul will be on Nikki Muller, her 4th. And the Rams to the free throw line are thanks to Iowa Wealth Management, construction professionals, along with Ashworth Vision Clinic and Bows in the Floor. Some of our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. And if you're out there, patronize those sponsors. Let them know what a great job Mike Burkert does. I only do that with you because the guy who's going to be sitting next to me, I would never think about saying. I get more headaches.
I appreciate that, Mark.
Free throw good by Gracie Wilson, who has 4 points. Goes one for 2, 63-25, and that'll do it. Maroons will not attempt another shot as Dowling defeats Southeast Polk by the score of 63-25 in game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. As Dowling girls, I mentioned, now 11-1 on the year, ranked 2nd in Class 5A. Southeast Polk falls to 2-9. Rams now have lost 5 in a row. We're going to take a 2-minute break alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadale. Vinny Cataldo is our studio producer back in our West Des Moines studios. The final in Game 1, Dowling Catholic girls defeating Southeast Polk 63-25. We'll return with our postgame show. We'll have our scoring and statistics coming up here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. Schedule your annual checkup with a Mercy One doctor so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
And welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Final score in Game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. It was Dowling 63 and Southeast Polk 25. Alongside Mike Burkert, Mark Amadale here on the post-game show as we're between games right now. We'll have the boys' game here in about 15 minutes or so. They'll announce starting lineups as Mike Burkert and I are totaling up our statistics. Got the scoring all done. And Mike, I can do the scoring. Are you ready for?
I'm ready whenever you are.
You can go ahead and do the statistics, so go right ahead.
Okay, for the game, Dowling shooting-wise was 24 of 53 overall for 45%. 19 of 30 from the two-point range. That third quarter is when I think they scored 24 points in that quarter, and it was all two-point shots. I think that's when they decided to go inside. So they were 19 for 30 for two-point shots, 5 out of 23 from the three-point range.
Dowling was outscored Southeast Polk coming out of the second half, third quarter, 24-4 Maroons in the third quarter. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, no, they were 7 out of 10 overall from the free throw line. I had them. They had 39 rebounds and they had 14 turnovers. Did a lot better second half. They had 9 the first half, 5 the second half. For Southeast Polk for the game, they were 10 out of 45. 22%. They were 2 of 15 from the three-point range, 1 of 4 from the foul line is what I had them for, and they had 15 turnovers. So I think that you mentioned that the 24-4 in the third quarter, I think they went away from trying to shoot the three. They got the ball down quicker, we noticed, and they were making sharper cuts to the basket and got inside for easy shots.
Yes, they did. You talked about working the clock, working the possession instead of settling for the quick hitter, which was usually a quick three-point attempt.
Yeah. They were more patient, I think, in being focused on getting the ball inside. We talked about that. I think I did in the beginning. They needed to go inside out, and a lot of times early on they were just shooting from outside rather than going in because that's open. And if they can go inside out, then they're going to have better shots at threes.
Yep, the spacing against the zone. But again, you're not practicing against the zone. But others are going to. You got to try something when you're the underdog, as Southeast Polk was tonight, and Maroons ended up winning by 38, but they led by as many as 41. Got the running clock going in the second half. You got to be open to some change, and sometimes you may want to run a zone, and you hope those shooters get cold, and that's what they force their hand.
You pick your poison. I mean, Dowling overall is a really good three-point shooting team, and I think that if you play them man-to-man, they're used to that, and they know where their spots are on the floor. And the zone forced them into some different positions to take their shots.
Yeah, that is so true. All right, you got all the stats in. I'm going to do the scoring, and we'll wrap this segment up. For the Maroons, the visiting team on the scoreboard, again, Dowling a winner 63-25 in this girls contest over Southeast Polk. Dowling was led in scoring with 2 players in double figures. Ellie Muller with 20 points tonight. She didn't play the last half of the game because they substituted for her. Her sister Katie, 14 points. And off the bench, Olivia Meredith with 8 points tonight, the 3 leading scorers for Dowling Catholic. And then Maddie Rice and Adrian Sears, 6 points each. 3 points each for Gwen Holton and Kate Clendenin. And 1 point for Molly Austin. As the Maroons unofficially had them 8 for 10 from the free throw line. For Southeast Polk, they had no players in double figures. They were led tonight in scoring by Brooklyn Ruddy with 7 points. She had all 7 at halftime, did not score in the second half. Ella Wheatley off the bench for the Rams with 5 points. 4 points for Gracie Wilson. 3 points for Elise Bartles. 2 points each for Allie Bogwell and Olivia Toohey. And 2 points for Yasana Love-Smith. The Rams tonight 1 of 4 from the free throw line. As Dowling jumped out to a 15-5 first quarter lead. And the second-ranked Maroons outscored Southeast Polk 11-5 in the second quarter. Dowling led 26-10 at halftime. And as Mike and I talked about, the Maroons outscored Southeast Polk 24-4 in that third quarter. The Maroons are up 50-14 going into the fourth quarter and outscored Southeast Polk 13-11 as the Maroons win at 63-25. Up next for Dowling, they are at number 5 Waukee Northwest. Tuesday night, we'll have that game on Iowa Catholic Radio with pregame at 6 o'clock. That'll be a girl-boy doubleheader. And then 1 week from tonight, Dowling at Urbandale. The road trip's not over, Mike. The following week, which will be Friday, January 30th or January 20th, Dowling at 4th-ranked Valley for a girl-boy doubleheader. And then it's back home against Ankeny Centennial on Friday the 23rd. A week off, and then Friday the 30th, home against Waukee. So take a breath.
There you go.
We go from one side of Dallas County to the eastern side of Polk County. We've been to Ankeny. No more Ames anymore, unless it's a non-conference game.
No more Marshalltown,
no more
Mason City.
Fort Dodge. Those were bus trips, weren't they, for you, Mike? Because I know the Hansons didn't take bus trips unless it was pretty far away, like I-35-ish.
I think towards the end it was they did take buses, but I drove. And Bob and Sharon wrestled over who was going to have to ride the bus to the game.
And the other one had to ride the bus home.
No, the bus usually left because most of the kids had their parents take them home. So the bus would usually
without anybody on it. Yeah. That is awesome. All right.
But yeah, they would fight over who. I don't know what they did. Maybe fight's the wrong term. Maybe the rock paper scissors.
That's probably true. All right, well, Dowling and Southeast Polk. The rematch is Tuesday, February 10th at Dowling Gym. We'll have that game in Iowa Catholic Maryville next month. Again, the final, Dowling girls defeat Southeast Polk 63-25. Dowling improves its record to 11-1 in Class 5A, ranked second, while Southeast Polk falls to a record of 2-9. Mike Burkert, thank you for Game 1. I see my nemesis, my partner in Game 2, Jimmy Cataldo. This could be interesting tonight. We got a lot of things we've been hashing over the last 3 weeks. Of course, he wasn't around last week. It was a girls-only game, so his Christmas vacation got extended. And I'm going to catch you up on some stuff. I'll catch you up on some stuff.
There you go.
Well, Mike, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Mark.
We'll talk to you Tuesday night at Waukee Northwest.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Mike Burkert, my broadcast partner in Game 1. We'll take a 2-minute break. Come back with Jimmy Cataldo for Game 2, as we'll have Dowling and Southeast Polk. The boys are warming up, and we'll pregame that coming up along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
It's something we've all heard before. I believe in God, but not organized religion. But as Catholics, we believe that Jesus started a church. Yes, an organized religion, if you will. The church is a gift to the world, which God has ordained as the vehicle in which we are sanctified and grow on the way to our heavenly destination. Above all, the Catholic Church is a family. Man is not an island, as it was once famously said, and we need the community found in our brothers and sisters in the faith. A visible church is necessary for the dispensing of the 7 sacraments, which Jesus instituted for the forgiveness of sins and growth in His grace. And God has always desired that His people gather to give Him glory by corporate liturgical worship and sacrifice, which is fulfilled in the New Covenant by the Holy Mass. Yes, the organized institution of the church has often had its share of scandals and sins. The human face of the church can be messy and imperfect, but God does not desire for us to escape to a spiritual island or alternative religion, but to serve Him and His people in the church He founded and has promised to be with until He returns in glory. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
It's the Catholic Morning Show with Bo Bonner, Matt Wilkham, Aiden Pugh, and Alexia Baker.
My name is Aiden with the Catholic Morning Show. Coming up on Monday, we'll have a peek at the new Peak Day mobile app with the Couple to Couple League's Katie Zalanis. We'll chat with Father Dan Gunther about his role as state chaplain for the Knights of Columbus. Plus, we'll give you all the news, weather, sports, and Saint of the Day info to kick off your week the right way.
The Catholic Morning Show, weekdays at 7, only on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting people to Christ.
Make Valentine's Day unforgettable with Bella Notte, a beautiful evening at the St. Luke's Green Gala, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center. Enjoy a family-style Italian dinner, live dessert auction, and silent auction, featuring live music by Nashville singer-songwriter Danica Ports. Cocktail hour begins at 5 p.m. Bella Notte, a beautiful evening, Saturday, February 14th at the FFA Enrichment Center in Ankeny, supporting St. Luke the Evangelist School. To get your tickets, visit slte.org.
Welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale as we get set for Game 2 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Dowling girls a winner in Game 1, 63-25. And Coach Cataldo, welcome. Happy New Year. Hope you had a Merry Christmas and a blessed Christmas with the Cataldo family. And yeah, you've had the extended vacation. I know you and your probably took your lovely wife somewhere on vacation and enjoyed the extra week off as we get back into high school basketball. Mike and I worked last Friday night while you had time off.
You know, these years go by so fast. 2025 came and gone so fast. And, you know, if you think I took extended vacation, you're crazy. I worked throughout the entire Christmas vacation, as you call it, down at Polk County government. But, no, glad to be back. Excited to see this Dowling boys basketball team. The girls are doing fantastic, by the way. Listen to that coming out here. But you said it earlier, I cannot go back far enough and figure out when was the last time the Dowling boys basketball team was 9-0.
That's back when I had dark hair and maybe more hair. It's been a while. It has been a long while. I don't know. I can't answer that because I don't know. But
I look back through all the stats, and it's really a testament to this 2025-26 basketball team, and we knew that they were going to come in with a lot of high expectations. We talked about it first game of the year, and they've delivered throughout the entire first half of the season. But to run 9-0, and they haven't played a ton of cupcake games over the break. They went 3-0. They played two highly rated teams in both 3A, Xavier and
2A, yep.
Carroll Kemper, number 2. So they're playing some real competition, and this is a game tonight against Southeast Polk that, as a coach, it concerns me because I'm not sure what type of team you're going to see tonight in Southeast Polk. They're a 5-5 basketball team. They got 2 big additions during the break, and Coach Dave Stubbs, who's now at Southeast Polk here, has played in some really big basketball games, is a really good basketball coach. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of team they're going to play tonight.
Yep, he led Grandview Christian to state titles, Des Moines Christian to state titles, and takes over for Southeast Polk. He tells me he lives just less than a mile away from here, so it was only natural to apply for the job once Alan Jenkins, the former coach here, the boys coach here at Southeast Polk, took the North Polk job. So Coach Stubbs going from 1A and 2A basketball up to 4A basketball. And one thing he told me when I talked to him the other day, it's a grinder. These CIML games are grinders. His team is 5-5 after 10 games. And, they're playing Dowling for the first time. So this will be an interesting matchup. And you mentioned it. Dowling can't look too far ahead because the Maroons play number 2, Waukee Northwest, this coming Tuesday night. We talked about the girls matchup. But it'll be 2 versus 3 in the boys matchup. You can't look. You can't look past Southeast Polk. And Dowling has had their way with the Rams. They've won 6 of the last 7. They've won 4 in a row against Southeast Polk. They lead the series 16-14 since Bound was established back in 2006. You can't look past this Rams team. And Dowling's down a player tonight as Evan Mitchell's out with illness, and he's actually home. He didn't even dress, so that's how bad he's got this bug that's going around. So interesting. You're right, Jimmy. This could be a trap game for the Maroons if they don't approach it the right way.
Not having Evan Mitchell tonight is a big hole in the fact that Evan provided some strength in the middle. And you look at Southeast Polk, and they're following that recipe of Coach Dave Stubbs, who I followed over the last several years with my nephew Frankie playing for him. And so I got a chance to watch a lot of Dave Stubbs' teams with Grandview Christian. and they're following the same type of formula. Find a big rim protector, which they have in what I guess we're going to coin tonight is Big E.
Big E, but I'll get this off because I'll probably say it once or twice. It's Hickam Taylor. That's kind of how it comes out. It's a South African name. They go by the Big E. Coach doesn't know how to pronounce it. He says, we just call him the Big E, Mark. And I'll take Coach Stubbs' word for it. He's got enough pull and enough credentials. But the Big E is going to be something for the Maroons tonight. I think he's going to start. He wasn't sure how that was going to transpire.
And so this young man, a year ago, was playing in Canada,
right,
in Ontario for under 18 AAU team in Canada. Has come now to Des Moines, Iowa, and is playing a significant role now in his third game for Southeast Polk. But he is the rim protector that Coach Dave Stubbs always has in his team. So then they have the kick-out three-point shooters, and you get the transfer from Grandview Christian, Thomas Childs, who has been hitting, he's hit 21 three-point shots. That's his shooter from the outside, along with some key returners in Brunswick Norris, who's back this year, as well as Emmanuel Titi.
And also for Southeast Polk, Josh Charlton, leading scorer, averaging 13.5 points. He's also their leading rebounder, averaging 8.5 points, and he's a 6'4" sophomore and leading three-point shooter. So Charlton's one that you got to keep an eye on too. So their record's 5-5, but now they're getting people back or eligible, if you will, for Southeast Polk. But Dowling starting the big guys in the middle, Crane and Coley, guys that can block shots. Those are two rim protectors. Most schools barely have one.
I think you attribute a lot of Dowling's success to the fact that they have two incredibly talented big men in Crane and Coley. Both of them, Crane's averaging a double-double, 11.6 points, 10 rebounds a game, and Alfred Coley is just near double-double at 9 points and then 9 rebounds a game. So having those two big guys in the middle, as Coach Einertson said at halftime of the girls, his guards are downhill players, and that's how they are. They attack the rim. And so you got to keep moving around and create holes for their guards, but be able to and protect the rim. And that's what you got in Crane and Coley.
You got Crane, and you got Jenkins, and you got the captain, Maddox Coppola, who's just kind of rounding into basketball form after sitting out for a football injury and then getting into the lineup the last week before Christmas. Now he's in the starting lineup, and he's one of two captains, Nate Jenkins the other, and they provide that leadership on the floor when the coaches can't be out there, and that's what you need. And you know Maddox from coaching him in football, and Nate Jenkins another one. He is my smooth guy. He is so smooth out there when he plays.
Hey, and that's what we talked about. They have 6 guys who had significant minutes last year. Yeah, Gio Keelis, who's been shooting some big shots. This Dowling team is incredibly talented, and it's no surprise to be 9-0 through the first half of the season.
Yep, Keelis has a new role. He comes off the bench with Sam Ralston tonight for Dowling, so we'll keep that in mind. We're going to take a 1-minute break, come back with the starting lineups and tip-off. Dowling and Southeast Polk, the boys game coming up. Dowling girls a winner tonight. Second-ranked Maroons defeated Southeast Polk in Game 1, 63-25. We'll return with the starting lineups for Game 2 in 1 minute here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is a segment about small Catholic innovations that made a huge impact from the OSV Institute for Catholic Innovation. The bread Catholics are known for is the Eucharist.
The body of Christ.
Rightly so. But I'd wager there's another, less special bread that we should also be recognized for. The pretzel. Back in the year 600 AD, Lenten fasting rules were pretty strict. So some monks got creative. They developed a bread recipe that was just flour, water, and salt.
That's easy.
Legend has it that the monks wanted to make the bread into a shape that reminded them of Lent. A young monk noticed the way his brothers crossed their arms over their chests while praying, and voila, the pretzel was born. The Latin word for pretzel even means little arms.
Aw, how cute.
So, you can thank Catholic innovation for pretzels. Learn more about what OSV Institute is doing to inspire and encourage Catholic innovation at osvinstitute.com.
And welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym. Starting lineups being introduced. It's Dowling and Southeast Polk. We'll run down the Dowling lineup tonight. They're going to go with their starting 5, and that starts with Nate Jenkins, a 6'1" senior guard. Averaging 7.5 points, wearing number 2, and captain. The other captain is Noah Martins, the point guard, a 6' senior, averaging 14 points. Leads Dowling in scoring. He'll wear number 11. And the third guard is senior captain Maddox Coppola, 6'2", 195-pound senior, averaging 2.5 points. He'll be the third guard, wearing number 13. And at one post player, Alfred Coley, a 6'8 junior, averaging 9 points and 9 rebounds, leads the team with 12 blocks. Coley wear number 0. And Charlie Crane, the Navy midshipman to be. Charlie, a 6'10 senior, averaging 11.5 points, 11 rebounds. He'll wear number 10. So that's the starting 5 for head coach Justin Einertson in his 3rd year at Dowling Catholic. And now we're awaiting the starting lineups for Southeast Polk. And Jimmy, your thoughts on the Dowling starting 5 and how key is their bench tonight with Sam Ralston and Gio Keelis? Keelis is instant offense off the bench.
Well, the Maroons are going to have to stay out of foul trouble. Crane and Coley being in the lineup at the same time provides a lot of benefit around the rim, and I think that's where Dowling has their advantage tonight, is in their ability to rebound, where Southeast Polk is not that great of a rebounding team, but also to attack offensively, as Southeast Polk's giving up close to 59 points a game. But a lot of these stats mean a whole lot of nothing when you see the addition of Big E for Southeast Polk, and then you got Josh Charlton,
yep.
And then you got Child. It's just going to be a very, very tough matchup for the Maroons, as you really don't know what to expect out of the Southeast Polk team.
All right, Southeast Polk starting Grady Bronsway Norris, 6'1 senior, along with Thomas Child, 6'2 senior, as Jimmy mentioned. And we're going to take a 1-minute break and come back with the start of tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Iowa Catholic Radio is supported by our listeners and business underwriters as we connect listeners to Christ while bridging the gap between the church and the marketplace, seeking God in both. If you own a business that you'd like to use to help further this mission, email Deacon Mark at iowacatholicradio.com. And we encourage you to thank the many businesses who choose to underwrite programming on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Your presence is vital as we participate in the church and the marketplace, seeking God in both.
Iowa Catholic Radio, helping you encounter Jesus every day with your faith leaders.
This is Father Nick Stark from the Diocese of Des Moines. Thanks for listening to Iowa Catholic Radio.
All right, we're back here at the Southeast Polk Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. And let's take a look at the Southeast Polk lineup. We started to mention them earlier, and a couple lineup changes, which we expected. Grady Bronswig Norris starting at the 6'1 senior guard. The other guard is Thomas Child, 6'2 senior, transfer from Grandview Christian with head coach Stubbs. And also in there, Max Johnson, 5'11 junior, wearing number 20, gets the start tonight. At forward, Josh Charlton, 6'4 sophomore, averaging 13.5 points, 8.5 rebounds, leads the team in both categories. And the Big E, number 13, 6'7 senior, played in Canada last year, transferred here. The Big E, double E, if you will. And that's our starting lineup. Rams come in with a record of 5-5 under first-year head coach Dave Stubbs. He's assisted by his sons, Brandon Stubbs and Damon Stubbs. And we're underway. Rams come in averaging 58 points on offense, give up 58 points on defense. Dowling wins the tip. And we're underway here at the Southeast Polk Gym. Dowling left to right. And they're all maroon uniform with white numbers and black trim. Here's Maddox Capola underneath the Crane. This shot off the glass, good. Nice assist that time by Maddox Capola. Found the big guy Crane.
Be interesting to see how Coach Stubbs is going to play defense with the Southeast Polk team. Historically, he's a big zone coach team, but Southeast Polk came out man-to-man, really gave up the backside part of the offense, and Dowling took advantage of it.
All right, here's a shot in the lane, rolls in for the Big E. It's his first 2 points. 6'7 senior for the Big E for Southeast Polk, and we're tied at 2 as he has a basket along with Crane. So the big guy is getting involved, and here is Dowling with the basketball. Coley with it now. Kicks it out to Martins for 3. It's no good, and the rebound cleared out of there by Josh Charlton, leading scorer and rebounder for the Rams. He gets it up top to Max Johnson. Surprise start for Max. He's a sub that's been coming off the bench, and now they work underneath the Big E and draws the foul, and the basket will count. He bowled his way in there against Charlie Crane, and the Big E shoots and scores.
Well, he really forced Charlie down closer and closer to the block with his strength, and Charlie gave it up a little bit and really didn't have to go for the block. Tries to go for the block, but Big E showed a little bit of strength around the rim to convert a potential and one.
Rams lead it 4-2 with an and one coming here. 67% free throw shooter is the Big E, and free throw's good. So it's 5-2, Southeast Polk with the lead of 3. Girls game was won by Dowling 63-25 in game 1 of our girl-boy doubleheader. Maroons with the basketball. Rams in man-to-man. They stay man-to-man. We saw that change in the girls game, Jimmy. Don't forget the zone exists here at Southeast Polk, apparently. Here's Martins with it over in the corner to Jenkins for 3. Good. There's my man, the smooth, silky shot of Nate Jenkins, corner 3 to left wing.
The Maroons have really perfected that baseline three-point shot as Jenkins just kind of sits there, lets Martins attack the rim, and as his defender came off, kicked out and knocked it down.
6 made 3 for Jenkins on the year. Now Southeast Polk with the basketball and a whistle and a foul on Dowling.
That's going to be number 2 on Charlie Crane.
Oh, it is.
We talked about, Charlie Crane and Alfred Coley staying out of foul trouble, and there Charlie Crane gets his second foul early in this game, just 2 minutes in, and quickly Gio Keelis comes off the bench.
So Keelis, first sub off the bench. He's been a part-time starter, brings a 10-point average into the contest, 3.5 rebounds, 13 made 3, second on the team, and he's in the lineup now. We're tied at 5, Dowling and Southeast Polk. Rams with it as they work against Dowling's man-to-man. Now they get it inside to the Big E. And a fadeaway shot mid-range, no good. Nice job by Coley, who switched over to him on defense with Crane going out. Rebound Dowling. Now here's Keelis off the bench for 3. Good. There's that instant offense from Gio.
Rhythm shooter, Gio Keelis getting a one-step shot from the three-point range. No hesitation. Knocked that one down. And Maroons 2 for 3 from three-point range right now.
Did he even get warmed up? That's amazing. Gio does a great job. And now underneath, a shot off the glass. Teardrop good by Josh Charlton. That's his first 2 points. He's the leading scorer for the Rams. I like his shot. High off the glass, good. And Maroons lead at 8-7 over the Rams. So both teams have had 3-point leads in the initial going. Now Keelis, or rather Martin's in the lane. He loses the ball, but retrieved by Jenkins. Offensive board and a shot up and good. Nate Jenkins with 5 points to lead Dowling. Maroons up 3. And now a steal in the backcourt by the Maroons. Martin's a shot off the glass, no good. And a rebound, Southeast Polk. And now a steal at midcourt by Capola. To Martins, back to Capola. Maddox, set up 3, up, good! Right in front of Coach Stubbs, and Maddox with his third made 3 of the year, Jim.
Maddox, it's sensing the defense of coming in to block his shot, was patient enough, let the defender go by, resets his feet, and knocks down another three-pointer. 3 of 4 now for the Maroons from 3.
Here's Charlton with it, leaves it for Bronzeweight Norris. He dribbles in the lane, cut off. Now gets it out to Max Johnson, who got the start tonight. Max dribbles baseline, right wing, can't get the shot off. Gets it to Bronzeweight Norris. Now out to Charlton. Underneath, his shot no good, but the Big E underneath, and the put back up and good by the big guy from Canada, who has 7 points of Rams 9, 13-9. Dowling under 4 minutes to play. First quarter here, Jimmy. Dowling with the ball. Martin's with it. Noah gets in the corner. Jenkins for 3 again. Good! And they're going to call it a 2. The referee said his foot was on the line, so Jenkins now with 7 points. And it's 15-9. Dowling by 6, their largest lead of the night. Johnson in the front court for Southeast Polk, who goes right to left. Now they get inside of the Big E, right block. Passes over to Johnson. The ball tipped out of bounds, and they say it went off Southeast Polk. So it'll be Dowling basketball with 3:22 to go. The Maroons up 6.
Really good defense by Alfred Coley at that time, where Charlie Crane got a little bit too aggressive on Big E and tried to go for the block, where Alfred stayed tall and really extended his arms and really made the Southeast Polk work for their shots and forced a turnover.
Dowling with the ball. Coley works into a double team after the pass from Martins. They worked a 2-man game and a whistle and a foul on the Rams. And they'll whistle this on Thomas Childs. Childs leads the team with 21 made 3s and averages 9.5 points, commits the foul. First foul on Southeast Polk here in the first quarter. Now Gaffney will check in for the first time. And so will Emmanuel Titi for the Rams. Both of them are starters. Gaffney and Titi coming off the bench tonight.
Titi's returning starter from last year's Southeast Polk team. Grady Brunswick Norwood, that we've talked about him since he was a sophomore, now a senior.
Maroons inbound the ball to Coppola. So it's Martins, Coppola, Jenkins, the 3 guards, along with Coley and Keyless. As Crane has 2 fouls, and now we've got a jump ball called as Jenkins was left exposed, and he was double teamed, and they forced a jump ball, turnover against Dowling. 15-9. Boy, you up here in the track.
Up here in this track, it brings out all the crows.
We got to get the yellow tape up, or find security, because I know I got harassed a little bit in game 1. You should get harassed in game 2. All right, here's the Big E on the right block, guarded by Coley. Kicks the ball out to top of the key to Charlatan. Now back out to Big E for 3. Good. Top of the key for the big guy. He's got a nice shot.
3rd game for Southeast Polk that he has played in, and he's brought a big advantage offensively to the Rams.
He's got 10 points in the first quarter, does the Big E. 15-12, Dowling by 3. Maroons in the front court, 15 on the shot clock. Coppola leaves it for Coley. He'll launch the 3 right in front of the Ram bench. It's no good. Rebound cleared out of there by Gaffney. Henry Gaffney, a 6'4 senior. He started a lot of the games this year, averaging 6.7 rebounds. And now underneath, layup good. That's Charlatan getting loose. He's got 4 points, and it's a 1-point Dowling lead, 15-14 after Dowling led by 6.
Maroons were up by 6. Southeast Polk's gone on a run, and Maroons are going to go back to their bench and bring in Charlie Crane with 2 fouls with 2 minutes left in the first quarter.
All right.
Big gamble.
Whistle and a foul on the Rams. They're going to get TT for the reach-in right at mid-court. That'll be his first. Second team foul on Southeast Polk. Minute 50 to play. Dowling by 1, and they have the basketball. Brand new shot clock. Here's Jenkins with it. The Rams stay man-to-man. And now traveling on Keyless. The Maroons commit a turnover. Gio wanted to attack the glass with the big guy going out in the perimeter, and he didn't get his feet quite set. Turnover against Dowling.
Very aggressive man-to-man defense by Southeast Polk, and really stressing Dowling's ability to move the ball around and force the Maroons into their second turnover tonight.
All right, here's TT with the basketball. He's the other point guard on the team. They get it to the Big E on the baseline. Turnaround shot no good, right over Coley. Rebound Jenkins and Dowling. Here's Keyless with it. Back to Jenkins. Minute 25 to play. Dowling up 1 and the basketball. Here's Martins with it in the corner to Keyless for 3. Up and in and out no good. Tip no good, as I think Jenkins got a piece of it. Rebound Southeast Polk. Rams get it down court to Bronzeway Norris. Layup good, and they have the lead. Grady Bronzeway Norris with his first 2 points. 16-15 Southeast Polk. A minute to play in the first quarter. Wow. All right, here's Jenkins with it for Dowling. Keyless for 3. Up good. Martins for 3 in the corner. Got to look through the bars here.
Maroons have found that baseline shot from the corner and knocked down at least 3 of them from that side.
That's Noah Martin's first 3 of the night. 18th on the season, leads the team in threes. Charlie Crane, as you mentioned, back in, and a whistle and a foul on Dowling. I think they'll get Martins for the foul. They will. That'll be Noah's first. Team foul number 3 on Dowling here in this first quarter with 40 seconds remaining. 18-16, Dowling by 2, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Your relative, Vinny Cataldo, on the studio board.
Vinny's spinning him on Friday nights.
Yeah, he's got the music going, I'll tell you. He's doing well. All right, here is TT with it. Down the lane, his shot no good. Crane with the rebound. Playing with 2 fouls here in the final 25 seconds. And Coach Einerson at Dowling calling out a set play here as the shot clock is turned off and 15 seconds remaining. Martins between the circles, guarded by TT. Emmanuel TT is his given name. Down to 6 seconds. Martins with it. Crossover dribble. Pull-up jumper. 3-pointer up and no good. Tip by Coley, no good. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 18 and Southeast Polk 16. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale back in 1 minute for the second quarter here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Do you believe in the importance of Catholic education? Do you owe Iowa income tax this year? Consider a gift to the Catholic Tuition Organization to help worthy students attend Catholic schools in the diocese and receive an Iowa tax credit of 75% of your donation. If you give $1,000 to CTO, you'll receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Weekdays at 5 p.m., it's Catholic Answers, a live call-in program to offer Catholics and non-Catholics a chance to talk with world-class apologists and theologians. Catholic Answers, live on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, connecting people to Christ.
And we're back here at the Southeast Polk Gym here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Central Iowa Metro League basketball doubleheader. Game 1, the Dowling girls a winner, 63-25. Game 2, Dowling boys up 18-16 now. 3 from the top of the key, good by Alfred Coley. His first 3 of the season, giving Dowling a 5-point lead.
Coming out of the quarter break, and I don't know if that was the setup play. Hard to believe that that's going to be the setup play, but big shot by Alfred.
And now down the lane, Charlton. His shot no good, but the follow-up rebound good by the Big E, who has 12 points. 21-18 Dowling. And I'll tell you what, the Big E, and he has quite the name. And you had it on AI.
I do.
You know what? You have it. You can pronounce it here. You can at least try. But Coach calls him Big E, and if he doesn't know, I'm not going to try to butcher him all night. But he's quite the player for Southeast Polk in just his 4th game. Dowling nearly loses the ball out of bounds. Keyless with the save, and now he gets it in the hands of the Big E. Down court it goes to TT. He's surrounded in the lane, and he can't get the shot off. And stolen away by Martins. Here's Keyless for 3 in transition. Good! Gio Keyless with this 6th point on a pair of threes, and the Maroons up 6, 24-18.
Maroons are knocking down their 3-point shots. They're 6 of 9 tonight from the 3-point range.
That's one way to start a ball game. 6:35 to go, 2nd quarter. Dowling up 6. Southeast Polk with the basketball. Both teams playing man. Underneath is TT, and he draws the foul before the shot, says our referee, and it'll be out of bounds Southeast Polk underneath their own basket. Foul will be on Coley, his first. So Charlie Crane playing with 2 fouls, but he is not in there. Yeah, he is in there right now.
And he's been a little bit too aggressive for my liking, sitting with 2 fouls, and he's trying to block shots. And I think you're Coach Einertson, you're probably telling him, hey, this 4-quarter game, and you better just take it easy here and pick your spots. But this early in the game, going for block shots probably isn't the best thing for Charlie Crane.
All right, TT inbounds the ball and gets it to Thomas Childs, who's been rather quiet tonight for the Rams, one of their leading scorers. Now over to Charlton in the lane. Now he stopped. Now he's surrounded. His shot off the glass too strong. He had to shoot it over Charlie Crane. Rebound Crane off the missed shot. Rebound comes out, and outlet pass goes to Keyless. Gio dribbling baseline left. Fakes, turns, can't get the shot off. Now out to Coley for another 3 attempt. Good! He had no threes coming into the night. Now he's got 2 on the year, and he's got 6 points tonight. And Maroons by 9.
The sky report is to let him shoot the shot. They're Southeast Polk's falling back on Alfred Coley, giving him plenty of room to hit his shots. Alfred can shoot those shots. He's going to bring the defenders out and give him more opportunities to play more downhill. So big night for Alfred Coley.
Rams with the basketball. TT with it. Gets it over to Thomas Childs. Now here is Charlton on the baseline. Can't get off the shot. Now the Big E for 3. In and out, no good. Rebound slapped out of bounds, and they'll give it to Southeast Polk. It went off of Charlie Crane's shoulder. The thing about Coley, statistically, his first 2 threes of the year. But Jimmy, watching him in transition and how it looks like he's been shooting them all day, all year, but it took him 11 games. What are we? 10th game for him to get his first 2.
Well, talking to Alfred early in the season, really asking him what he's done to really develop his game, and he's talked about his strength, and shooting the outside shot has been something he's worked on, and it certainly is showing this, at least the fruits of that tonight.
Corner 3 up and no good. A whistle and a foul on Dowling. Keyless will be called for the foul, and 3 free throws coming for the Rams as he fouled him beyond the 3-point arc. Left wing 3 that was attempted.
I think what they're getting Gio with is the inability to allow the shooter to come down. And then you got to give them space to come down. You can't force your defense into them. See a lot of that with Caitlin Clark and her shots from the outside. A lot of women get into her, and And they draw fouls, don't allow her to come down. That's a similar thing what we saw to Gio Keelis.
Thomas Childs, 70% free throw shooter. The transfer from Grandview Christian makes 1 of 2. Third free throw coming, no good, and now they're going to wipe that off. And we've got a lane violation on Southeast Polk, so that is not a free throw attempt statistically, so you don't charge him for the miss, and it'll be Dowling basketball. Maroons lead at 27-19 here in the second quarter. 5:20 remaining. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Here's Crane underneath. His shot blocked from behind by Southeast Polk. The Rams now running with the football. They get it up front to TT. And I'm looking here, and who got that block? Dom Crawford Coleman off the bench, number 10 with the block. And now the Rams underneath, and a shot off the glass good by Charlton. Josh Charlton with his 6-point.
Rams are taking it right at Charlie Crane, forcing him with the contact and trying to draw his third foul. Very close that time.
Yeah, Maroons now playing catch on the perimeter. Now Keelis gets it to Capola, to Coley. You know, the Maroons keep it underneath. Now Train double team in the lane. Kicks it out to Capola. Maddox for 3. No good. Fight for the rebound, and Coley comes away with it. Martin's in the lane. Little teardrop, no good. Coley with the rebound, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. Good offensive hustle that time by Dowling to keep the possession alive and reset that shot clock.
They're attacking the offensive glass. Didn't see a lot of that in the first quarter, but the Maroons attacking the glass on that time, getting 2.
And Childs getting his second foul. So the starting point guard, Thomas Childs with 2 fouls. Coley to the free throw line. Alfred, a 58% free throw shooter on the air, hits the first free throw. Tonight's game along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Brought to you in part by Iowa Wealth Management. Construction professionals, our thanks to Ashworth Vision Clinic and Bose and the Florist. 4:28 remaining, second quarter, 28-21 Dowling. Coley with 7 points tonight, second free throw, good. He's got 8 points. And Dowling with an 8-point lead, 29-21. Full court pressure by Dowling, 1-2-2 full court pressure, Jimmy.
Try to slow down Southeast Polk a little bit. Their offensive sets have been aggressive attacking the rim, and so the Maroons are going to try to slow them down a little bit, knock off a little bit of clock.
Now a steal by Jenkins as he picked the pockets of Don Crawford Coleman of Southeast Polk on the turnover. Dowling with the ball in the front court. Here's Jenkins with it as Maroons set their offense as we approach the 4-minute mark. He's leading by 8. Here's Jenkins, or rather, that is Sam Ralston in there coming off a ball screen. Gets it over in the corner. A three-pointer, well, they're going to call it 2. Good by Maddox Capola.
Mid-range jump shot. Maddox Capola, we talk a lot about that over the last 2 years with Maddox. Probably one of the best mid-range shooters for Dowling. Knock it down about a 10-footer.
And that's 5 points for Capola. Now the ball slapped in the backcourt. Dowling has it. Timeout Dowling. 30-second timeout called by Justin Einerson. Good hustle on the floor by the Maroons, led by Ralston, Jenkins, and Capola. And they force the turnover. It'll be Dowling basketball leading by 10, their largest lead of the night with 3:42 to go. Here in the second quarter, 31-21 Dowling, alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, and boy, it's a fun team to watch. You look at the scores. When I saw the scores, Jimmy, in the Catholic Classic in Carroll, Dowling knocking off teams like Cedar Rapids Xavier, second ranked in Class 3A, 56-36, holding Xavier to 36 points, then holding Kemper, who's probably going to be in the Final Four in 2A this year. Kemper to 36 points on Saturday afternoon in the championship game, 50-36. Dowling wins that. There was a defensive prowess in Carroll.
It hasn't been an incredible surprise with the Maroons' defense this year. We've seen it time and time again, and something that we caught early in the season and some of the things that the Maroons were doing defensively. Just they play suffocating, and they have quick guards. They have big men in the middle in Coley and Crane, and they keep some really high potent offenses down below average.
Certainly does. And now the Maroons attack the glass. They work it inside, and a shot up and good.
Nate Jenkins
by
reverse.
Jenkins, and he's got 9 points. 33-21. Dowling by 12. Maroons' largest lead of the night. Rams in the front court. Pressure by Dowling has kind of taken away some of Southeast Polk's quickness. Now they get it around the horn. They work it left wing. Here's Max Johnson dribbling the lane. They're going to wipe off the shot. No. Shot's no good. Foul before the shot on Dowling. And they're going to get Ralston with his first foul. That'll be the third team foul on Dowling. With 3:10 to go in the half, reminder at halftime, we'll have members of the Dowling girls basketball coaching staff and maybe a player or two at halftime. Dowling by 12. And now the Big E dribbles off his foot, but retrieved by Max Johnson with 24 on the shot clock. Johnson in the lane. His shot no good. Rebound Dowling and Charlie Crane.
Southeast Polk wanted to foul on Ralston. Officials let him play through it.
Here's Crane for three. Top of the key. Good. That's 3 threes by guys 6'9" and over for the Maroons. Wow.
It's just going to make defenses and teams, opponents that the Maroons are going to play, force them to play out, really spread the court as the Maroons are trying to get done here tonight.
Dowling by 15, and now a leaner in the lane after the full court press. Charlton shot rolls off the rim, no good. Dowling in transition. Ralston for three, no good. Jenkins with the rebound. Gets it to Coppola. Maddox dribble drives in the lane. Reverse layup, no good. And a rebound, Charlton and Southeast Polk. 36-21, Dowling by 15. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Charlton lobs it inside to the Big E and kicks it back out to Johnson for three. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. Here's Ralston. Lobs it inside to Crane. His shot blocked from behind. And rebound Big E. I think Charlton got a piece of that one up there high with Charlie Crane.
Crane got a little bit unbalanced, wasn't able to get fully extended on his layup, and wrong side of a block. You don't see that very often with Charlie Crane.
Yep, first-year head coach Dave Stubbs calls out a play. Spent 10 years at Grandview Christian, 6 years at Des Moines Christian. 36-21 Dowling, minute 30 to go here in the first half. Here's Bronzeway Norris with it. Out top to Charlton. Josh with it on the dribble behind the back. Left elbow now in the lane, goes against Coley. His shot up no good. Rebound Crane, and we've got a shot clock violation on Southeast Polk.
Good break in the action, allowing Coach Einertson to sub out Charlie Crane with 2 fouls with a minute 18 left in the half, and the Maroons up 15. There's no sense keeping Charlie Crane on the court the remaining part of this half.
That's an important stretch. When the Maroons went to the 1-2-2, Charlie Crane playing with 2 fouls, and now they take him out with just over a minute to play. That is a pretty good stretch for Dowling. And Charlie never committed his 3rd foul. Keyless back in the lineup for Dowling. Here's Coley with it, coming off a ball screen. Here's Martins for 3. It's no good. Coley offensive rebound, draws the foul. And he came down right on Max Johnson. I hope he's all right. Came off the back of the head, and a whistle and the foul called on Max Johnson, his first. 59 seconds remaining in the first half. 36-21 Dowling. And it was ruled a non-shooting foul on the rebound. That'll be the second team foul on Southeast Polk here in the second quarter. Dowling with 3, so both teams have fouls to give. And now Keyless inbounds the ball and throws it in the backcourt. And it's out of bounds as Jenkins tried to save it, but luckily he did. Otherwise, it's a steal and basket. A turnover against Dowling.
Just turnover number 4 for the Maroons tonight, so they're handling the ball pretty well tonight except for that possession.
All right, 50 seconds remaining. Big E with it. Now dribble handoff to Thomas Childs, is in there with 2 fouls. Big E, right elbow, his shot up no good. Jenkins with the rebound, Dowling. Maroons with running left to right in front of us. Gets a 2. Keyless, Gio with it on the dribble. Now leaves it for Martins with 30 seconds to play. Martins coming off a ball string, swings it inside to Coppola, a head fake, triple team. Maddox dribbles out of it, leaves it for Martins, over to Keyless, dribbles baseline, pull-up jumper, up, good! What ball rotation by Dowling in that possession.
It's so smart. Maddox Coppola had the ball underneath the rim, really didn't have an opening there, but worked the ball out. The Maroons work it around. Gio Keyless with the nice runner down to the baseline, jump shot, 10-footer.
8 points for Keyless off the bench for Dowling. Maroons lead at 38-21. 17-point lead is their largest. And they're going to count the basket at the horn by Charlton, who finishes the half with 8 points. And Dowling with the lead, 38-23 here at halftime over Southeast Polk. And what a fun first half this was. Maroons led 18-16 at the end of the first quarter and lead it here at halftime, 38-23.
At one point, Southeast Polk took the lead by 2. Maroons switched some things up, went to a 1-2-2 full-court press, but the ability for our big guys in Crane and Coley to knock down 3-point shots extended the lead to that second quarter, and the Maroons shooting very, very well tonight. Interestingly enough, watching Dave Stubbs' teams, you always saw them shooting 3-point shots time and time again. They only have three 3-point shots on the night so far. little uncharacteristic as you see from Coach Stubbs' teams.
All right, we're at halftime of the boys contest. Dowling boys leading Southeast Polk 38-23 alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. Girls game won by Dowling 63-25 in game one. And we have members of the Dowling coaching staff and a player for our halftime interview, so stay tuned for that. Again, our halftime score of the boys contest 38-23, Dowling leading Southeast Polk. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Watch out. He is showing us his flesh. I am Father Thomas J. Loy with the Theology of the Body Moment for Tabor Life Institute. God has taken on our flesh, and during the Feast of the Epiphany, God shows his flesh to the world. In the Western lung of the Church, God is showing this to the wise men. The Eastern lung, having just celebrated the circumcision of Christ's flesh, now speaks of Christ's naked flesh during his baptism in the Jordan River. In the East, Epiphany is also called Theophany. So why all this flesh? Because the flesh of Jesus Christ reveals his divinity and the truth about being human. This is the theology of the body. Christ's birth, epiphany, and baptism in the flesh has renewed all creation. And if this is real to us, how do we now see all of creation, especially human body persons? To find out more about the theology of the body, visit taborlife.org. taborlife.org.
All right, welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale. We are at halftime of the boys contest. Dowling leading 38-23 over Southeast Polk here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa. Joined now by head coach Kristen Meyer and the youngest of the Moeller clan, Nikki Moeller, a freshman. This might be the youngest player I've interviewed, Coach Meyer, since some gal named Caitlin Clark that was a freshman.
I feel like I've brought some freshmen before.
You have.
Throw them into the fire. It's good for them.
That's right. Nikki, welcome.
Thank you.
Are you used to playing with these older kids? I mean, my goodness, you fit right in. You and Sears, freshmen out there.
Yeah.
You don't play like it.
Yeah, I mean, we've just been watching them for a while, so it's easy to, like...
So you're not nervous? We got the crowd, the band. You got opponents out there probably cheering stuff, talking about your sisters. You fit right in.
Yeah.
She's more nervous to do this interview than she is to play in front of a crowd, I think.
Oh, that's even better because I love her grandmother, Marette, and I know she's listening. She usually does. She doesn't leave rural Waukee very often, but that's okay. But, Coach, congratulations on the win. I know you got the running clock, so you got a lot of kids in early, but there wasn't a lot of kids on the bench. You only had 4 on your bench, so everybody got their reps in.
We were about ready to sub in Coach Audrey. or Ava and Tess, our managers, but no, it worked out well that we got to play everyone.
I was telling Coach Danner that during the JV game. Of course, Coach Donahue thought I was sitting in his chair, but I was just borrowing it for a while. But he was saying, I said, Audrey's got to come in, and she's got the infamous shot right there where the volleyball logo is in the lane that won a double overtime game back in the day when Audrey Faber played here. Nikki, did you know that?
I did not.
This place is legendary.
I've heard stories.
It's all true.
Yeah.
It's all true. And Faber, well, I can't call her Faber anymore.
Francis.
Francis, yeah, yep. Coach Francis.
That's why we just go Coach Audrey. Let's keep it simple.
There you go. I like it. Well, what did we learn about the team tonight, Coach? You got another win, conference win. You like that?
Yeah.
Brought a freshman up for me to interview. That's even better. I got questions for her.
It's a good night, right?
Yeah.
We didn't shoot very well tonight. I thought first half we struggled a little bit moving the ball against their zone. Third quarter we came out, got the ball moving, found Ellie inside, did a little bit better job moving the ball. So, any big win over a conference team, we'll take it.
And one thing, and Mike Burkert pointed this out, when they were running the zone, all of a sudden you see a zone, and you don't see that a lot in the CIML because there's so many good shooters, but you saw the zone, and in the second half you kind of had more patience, let it run through, run the shot clock down, and then you found open shots. So an adjustment at halftime with that? Somewhat.
Get better spacing, get better passes, and get Ellie Muller touches. Because once you get Ellie a touch inside, whether she's going to score or the zone has to kind of shift to her, then zone will be open. So I thought we had a little better patience, like you said, in the second half.
All right, Nikki Muller, 5'11". My goodness. You going to get as tall as your older sister or what? I mean, you play guard.
We sure hope she gets taller than both of them.
Well, Katie's, they're both. I mean, look at the dad, Dick's 6'10", is that right? It's amazing. Yeah. But talk about this team and 8th grade. here we are, starting in the CIML, Iowa's finest conference, Nikki Moeller. What's this mean to you? You've worked for it.
Yeah, I mean, like, when I was in 8th grade, I didn't really expect that I'd be playing this much in this competition. So, yeah, I think I've done a lot better, and the team is really fun, so.
And you play a lot of AAU or club ball, whatever you call it, in the summer, and what's the difference between that and playing on a Friday night, band here, noise, referees, and it means something. You're playing for your school. Talk about that adjustment and the pressure that goes with it for a young freshman.
Well, I mean, first of all, it's really loud in here with the band, but, I mean, it's like we're winning for the school, so that's always in the back of our minds.
Who were you a big fan of growing up when you were in elementary and middle school? Who were you? I know the Caitlin Clark era was going on, but you know about your mom's days here, right? First state title. I had the pleasure of calling that game at the old barn, Vets Auditorium. Folks from Owine know where that's at. But yeah, and then the tradition, and then working. You've worked hard. I mean, basketball is a game that you've got to work out. I know it seems like high school athletes and girls are choosing other sports, but basketball's hard, and you work hard at it because you know your mom, I'm sure, has taught you, and your dad knows the game too.
Yeah.
Good instincts. All right. Coach, what about this young lady? What's she do in practice that we don't see that you do?
Well, I think she just gets better every day. It's about making those little steps to get better. I think her defense has gotten a little bit better. The adjustment from 8th grade, even when you're playing, good level club basketball to varsity, is a big one. And so all of a sudden defense matters, and scout matters. Knowing your defensive assignment matters. Offensively, knowing where you need to be matters. I thought tonight Nikki made a couple good adjustments. Gets the zone, had a nice cut in when Ellie caught it at the post, got a layup. Offensively, we've been working with Nikki, drive baseline. If she doesn't catch and shoot, she had a great drive baseline. Maddie cut in from the weak side, nice dump off for a layup. So I think Nikki's just still getting more comfortable. Her and Adrian, it takes a little bit to figure out your teammates, to figure out the offense, figure out defensive expectations. And so, every day in practice, every game, just get a little bit better understanding the awareness. And as Nikki mentioned, this team's a pretty fun one. They get along pretty well. I wasn't sure having, 3 Mullers on the court at once, if it'd be bickering and fighting, but they all get along pretty well. I think the older ones, boss her around a little bit, as they probably should as older sisters, but she takes it pretty well, and she can hold her own.
They were at halftime of the boys contest. Dowling boys lead Southeast Polk 38-23 here at Southeast Polk High School. Visit with Kristen Meyer and Nikki Moeller, the youngest of the Moellers. And Nikki, Coach Meyer and Coach Danner and Coach Audrey would not start freshmen or play freshmen unless they knew they could trust you. And it's a trust issue, whether it's whatever the sport is, softball, baseball, football, it's a trust issue. But she trusts you and Adrian Sears. Do you believe in yourself enough? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Because that is so important at this level, because you're going to have the older kids, your 2 sisters, and, of course, Maddie Rice. But trusting people, and they trust you. And is that true what Coach said about you? You work hard, and you come to practice, get a little bit better, and you're not the finished product yet. You're not a senior yet. You're not the finished product, but it seems like you're working that way.
Yeah. I mean, we come to practice ready to go, and just do our best.
Sibling rivalry, between Katie and Ellie and you guys all pretty well get along.
Yeah.
I'll bet she doesn't have her driver's license yet.
She doesn't need one. She got 2 chauffeurs.
At least 2. And probably some neighbors that aren't too far around. Well, that's awesome. All right. Well, Katie, here's shout out, or Nikki, here's shout out time. Anybody you want to give a shout out to that might be listening, whether it be in Kansas City with your grandfather. I met him at Johnson a couple weeks ago, but give a shout out to somebody.
Yeah, I'll say my parents and my grandma and my grandpa in Kansas City.
That's awesome. Of course, Owine's going to get a shout out here, but go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, I think my parents are listening. They came last weekend, didn't make it down this week, but they always like tuning in.
Were they in town for like 2 weeks during the holiday, or what were they doing?
They came and went. they like stopping by to watch our team when they can.
That's not an easy trip. Well, listen, best of luck Tuesday night, Waukee Northwest. Oh, boy.
It's a big one.
MediaCom will be there. We'll be there. It'll be a packed night for a Tuesday night.
Yeah, both boys and girls.
Yes, it will.
Be great.
Yes, it will. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get to the second quarter. Got to find my partner. Oh, there he is. He's taking notes. So We'll take a break, but thank you. Nikki, nice to meet you. Coach Meyer, thanks for coming up, and congratulations.
Thank you. All right, thanks, Mark.
All right, we'll take a break and come back with the second half of the boys' game. Dowling 38-23 over Southeast Polk at half. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Lumen Media of the Diocese of Sioux City Office of Communications will publish these features in the next Luminotes. Dr. Ray will keynote the upcoming men's conference. Bishop Scholar serves Catholic schools. Father Francis incarnates. A diocesan partnership brings divorce healing program to the faithful. And Storm Lake alumni support their favorite Hawkeye coach. See these features and local parish and school news and events in the next Luminotes or at lumenmedia.org.
I'm Father Thomas Loya, and this week on Light of the East on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, as though being born and laid in a manger in Bethlehem was not humbling enough, our Lord chose to lower himself in the lowest spot on the earth's surface, the River Jordan. There he would be baptized for our sake, and God as Trinity would be revealed. Light of the East, Sunday mornings at 10:30 on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Here at the Southeast Polk Gym, underway in the second half. Dowling 38, Southeast Polk 25. As while we were away, Brunswick Norris scores for Southeast Polk. Dowling with the ball. Maroons have enjoyed a lead of as many as 17 points in the first half. Maroons underneath. Coley's put back no good. Tip no good, and a whistle and a loose ball foul on the Rams. As they're going to whistle the Big E with his first foul. And Jimmy, you got to look at the first half stats.
Well, we talked about how hot the Maroons were shooting. They went 14 of 28 from the field, which included 8 of 13 from three-point range, which was 61%. 13 rebounds to Southeast Polk's 11. Dowling had 4 turnovers. Southeast Polk had 7. Let's see here, and I had Southeast Polk shooting 45% in the first half, just 1 of 3. Talked about at the end of the half, just 3 three-point attempts for Southeast Polk tonight.
All right, Alfred Coley, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. He's now 4 for 4 on the night. He has 10 points. And now the Rams get it underneath, and the Big E shoots and scores.
So the Big E, as we've coined, his name is Ahiku Ame. Is his first name Ahiku Ame? His last name Ahika Metea.
We'll just call him the Big E.
Call him Big E tonight.
So we always got that disclaimer.
Coley, another three-point shot.
Oh my goodness, that's his third of the night. Alfred Coley, as you mentioned, he had 8 points at halftime, now has 11. 43-27 Dowling. It was Charlton with the basket for Southeast Polk in the last possession, not the Big E. Charlton with 10 points, and now we got a jump ball called on the baseline. It'll be Dowling possession. 43-27 Maroons over Southeast Polk. 5:43 left to go third quarter. Mark Amadale alongside tonight with Jimmy Cataldo. First game of the year for you. Boy, you had the extended vacation. I understand there's a new car in the Cataldo family and 2 new cars in the Cataldo family. We're going to talk more about that when we get some downtime. Here's a long 3 by Coley. That's no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling. Loose ball foul on Martins.
Martins has been held in check tonight. Just 3 points, hit a 3-point shot early in the, I believe in the first quarter, and really hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities since that. Distributing the basketball, which is good by Noah Martins, finding his spots.
Yeah, he picked up his second foul there. And Charlie Crane went the whole first half with 2 fouls, and now there's a foul on Dowling. Jenkins trying for the steal, and Nate picks up his first foul. So third foul on Dowling here in the third quarter. Of course, high school basketball, they reset the fouls every quarter, so he's trying to buy some time here. Rams inbound the ball. For Southeast Polk, it's Max Johnson running the point. Gets to Bronzeway Norris, who came off the bench tonight. Now here's Johnson in the lane. His shot up, no good. And the put back up and no good. Rebound Crane and Dowling, and a loose ball foul called on Noah Martins of Dowling. So that'll be his third foul. Martins with 3 points and 3 fouls. 3 fouls. So free throws coming for Southeast Polk. Max Johnson held scoreless in the first half. We'll go to the line. And the first one rolls off the rim, no good. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Fast Signs in Clive, and our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management. Johnson 33% free throw shooter. Surprise start tonight. Usually comes off the bench, and he's been handling the point with this new group, and that's what Coach told me is the second free throw is good. Coach Stubbs in his first year at Southeast Polk said, I'm still trying to figure out my lineups, and he didn't have them for me yesterday. He said 5 to 7 people will play.
I think one of the tasks that who they going to put on Noah Martins, and Johnson has drawn that defensive assignment, has done pretty well, as we've mentioned, holding Martins right now to just 3 points.
All right, down the lane goes Maddox Coppola, and he has the ball tipped into his hip, and it goes out of bounds off Maddox, so turnover against Dowling. 43-28, our score remains. 4:45 to go, third quarter here at the Southeast Polk Gym. He joined us late. Dowling Catholic girls a winner over Southeast Polk, 63-25 with the running clock. And our thanks to Kristen Meyer and Nikki Muller for our halftime guests. And now here's Charlie Crane with the steal, and he has the ball knocked away out of bounds off Southeast Polk. Charlie was gathering himself, and they stripped it away from him.
You see blood in your eyes as you're going down the court and not seeing anything in front of you. And Charlie Crane can get up as high as the backboard and got it knocked out a little bit. Credit Southeast Polk's defense getting back on transition.
All right, Jenkins lobs it into Coley, and he's fouled, and that'll be on Grady Bronzeway Norris. That'll be his first foul. That'll be the second team foul on Southeast Polk here in the third quarter. Lorenzo inbound the ball. It's Coppola, Jenkins, Keyless, Crane, and Coley, the 5 on the floor for Dowling. So Noah Martin's on the bench with 3 fouls. Here's Crane, skip pass over to Keyless. He'll launch the 3, up, good! Left wing 3 right in front of the Dowling bench.
Setting his feet, little sidestep to gather his rhythm, and Gio Keyless, when he's in rhythm shooting, it's pretty deadly, and knocked down his third three-pointer tonight.
Keyless off the bench with 14 points tonight. And 46-28, Dowling with its largest lead of 18. Now whistle and a foul on Coley of Dowling. That's his second foul, as Sam Ralston checks into the Dowling lineup, along with Noah Martins. Sitting down will be Maddox Coppola and Nate Jenkins.
You look at one way to really fight back into this game. Southeast Polk down, 18 points. Dowling now has 14 fouls with 4 minutes to go. Really can attack the basket, because anytime they get fouled, they're going to get 2 shots from here on out in the third quarter.
All right, here is Charlton with the ball. Dribbles inside the free throw line. His shot up and no good. Offensive rebound, TT. Manuel out-hustled Charlie Crane, and now he takes it right at Crane, and Crane sends it into the first row of seats behind the basket. Out of bounds to Southeast Polk with 28 on the shot clock. You keeping track of blocks? We talked about this right before the Christmas break.
It's some of those things that, based on the Dowling team, it's some stats we don't keep. It's something we probably should. I should be keeping track of. With Coley and Crane in the middle.
I got to get that in. Get that in with the new car in the Cataldo house. There's more about that. And then supposed jewelry in the Amadeo house. That's another thing. We'll bring that up. 46-28 Dowling. Here's a steal by the Maroons. And Ralston in the front court. Rams drop back to man-to-man. We have not seen a zone tonight on the boys' side. Girls' game we did. Underneath Crane, he has the ball tipped away out of bounds off Charlie. And they're going to give it to Southeast Polk. Yeah, Charlie thought he went off of Childs, but say Charlie got. There's no review in high school.
No review.
So.
A couple things that come up that you wish there was a review on. I believe Noah Martins hits a 3-point, 2-point shot, we call it, but gosh, he was so close to being a 3 early in the game. Love to see a video replay there.
Here's Charlton down the lane. His shot is blocked by Crane. Rebound the other way. Martins with it. Leaves it for Ralston in transition for 3. No good. And fight for the rebound, and Charlton comes away with it. Here's the break. Here's TT down low. His shot no good. Charlton with the rebound for Southeast Polk and puts it through. Josh Charlton with 12 points. And we've got a timeout on the floor, and I think this will be our first 1 minute. It is of the half of the third quarter. 46-30, Dowling over Southeast Polk. 2:36 to go, third quarter. We'll return to the Southeast Polk Gym in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
The Catholic Tuition Organization, your sponsor today, supports worthy students wanting a Catholic education. Gifts to CTO are first monies applied to tuition expenses in the Diocese of Des Moines. That means other sources of support will go further. Donations to CTO earn a 75% Iowa tax credit. If you give $1,000, you receive a tax credit of $750. Pledge or donate online at ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Support for programming provided by Iowa Wealth Management, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth, offering personalized investment strategies as well as financial and estate planning. Learn more at iowawealth.com, committed to creating peace and purpose in your finances.
Welcome back to the Southeast Polk Gym alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadeo, Mike Burkert tonight, who was with me in Game 1. Dowling boys leading 46-30 over Southeast Polk. Bruins have the basketball after the timeout, as Dowling has 3 timeouts remaining. Southeast Polk has all 5 timeouts remaining at their disposal, as the ball tipped out of bounds. 24 on the shot clock with 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Dowling will inbound the ball underneath their own basket as they go right to left in front of us at the Southeast Polk Gym. Our thanks to the fine administrative staff here at Southeast Polk. That includes Jason Campbell, their athletic director, Patrick Canby, Darren Carpenter, Krista Girth. Appreciate all their help, along with head coach Dave Stubbs and boys coach and Brad Johnson, the girls coach. Now a 3-pointer by Keelis is no good. Fight for the rebound, and guess who comes away with it? Martins lobs it to Crane, who wasn't expecting it, and he has a shot knocked away. Charlie wasn't expecting that shot, and then by the time he gathered himself, he had his shot blocked. Charlton down the lane. His shot blocked by Crane. Rebound, Keelis. What a flurry we've seen in this contest back and forth here, Jimmy.
I mean, it's tough to even look down at the stat sheet to pick one of these things up, because you look up and something happens, either a turnover, shot, offensive rebound. Really quick pace tonight.
Whistle and a foul on Southeast Polk. That'll be on Charlton, his first. Team foul number 3 on the Rams here in the third quarter. Dowling with 4 team fouls. As we're under 2 minutes to play, Dowling by 16. Dowling's largest lead has been 18. Dowling ranked 3rd in Class 4A boys. Keelis top of the key for 3. Good! Gio is on fire. I got him for 17 tonight. That is his 5th 3-pointer. They're missing one on the board.
I think they are.
Yeah. 49-30 Dowling. And of course, we got semifinal football and NCAA college football. Indiana rolling at halftime, 35-7 over Oregon in a rematch of the Big Ten championship game. Now Dowling with the steal. Now Southeast Polk with the steal. Down court layup, good. Nice hustle by the Rams, and that was Emmanuel Titi with his first basket of the night. 49-32 Dowling. Approaching 1 minute left here in the third quarter. These guys are getting after it, Jimmy. I love this type of basketball.
Well, the Maroons 6 turnovers in the third quarter, and
now Crane misses a 3 in the corner, but guess who's there? The other Twin Tower, Coley, puts it in.
It's a little bit of a short 3-pointer. It hits the net. It almost looks like it was a switch, but it grazed the net, and Coley's sitting there for the offensive rebound and putting it back in. And
12 points for Coley.
Oh gosh, it looks like
and a Southeast Polk player. I didn't see it.
That would be Gaffney, I believe.
Got hit in the jaw, in the mouth.
Elbow come down on him, and
yeah, it's up in his upper teeth, and that is Gaffney. Yeah, so he is injured.
I believe that came down when Coley came down with the rebound. An inadvertent elbow probably came down on.
So we have a stoppage of play as Coach Stubbs is going to reinsert Max Johnson into the lineup. Max got the start tonight at guard. And I think the officials say whatever blood there was, they got taken care of, but both teams kind of had one of those quasi-timeouts. And now officials are saying, hey, we're going to roll here with 53 seconds to go. So we hope Henry Gaffney, who did not get the start tonight, he came off the bench, 6'4 senior, and big part of this program with former coach Alan Jenkins, who's now at North Polk, and this tonight coming off the bench, averaging 6.7 rebounds, and boy, he's being attended to by the trainer. All right, here we go. Southeast Polk with the ball. Johnson underneath. He draws the foul before the shot. And nope, they're going to say 2 free throws.
Either way, it was going to be a 2-shot free throw with the Maroons picking up their 5th foul. That's going to go on Ralston.
That's I think, 4th foul.
That's where, I'm more attentive to the scoreboard than you are, because it was the 4th foul with 4 minutes to go.
There we go. They gave it to Ralston, who is now it's his 2nd foul.
Getting you back into the rhythm again after a break, I can see it takes a little bit of time. But
help me. It was a stressful Christmas with the little game that you played that got me in a little bit of trouble, or I wouldn't say trouble, but
where she's looking through the Christmas tree. Is there another gift here?
No, that wasn't.
I thought you were going to come through.
Yeah, that did not happen. 1 of 2 at the free throw line is Max Johnson, who has 2 points. Now Maroons facing full court pressure. Jenkins will turn it, or now have Keyless throw it in instead of Jenkins. And now what we got?
Not sure what the call him stepped on the line. He had Keyless stepping on the line, baseline, during the inbounds pass.
They got Ralston for the offensive illegal screen. 3rd foul on Sam. Yes. That's what happened. So turnover goes over to Southeast Polk. Here's the Big E with it. Hands it off to Dom Crawford-Coleman, who's in there. Now the Big E has it in the lane. Layup good. That's first basket of the second half for the Big E, who has 14 points tonight. At 12 at halftime. 51-35 Dowling, and now the Maroons in the front court draw a foul.
There's some things that we have heard. You get to know these teams throughout the season, early part of the season. A lot of rumblings was coming out from Southeast Polk that they had a couple individuals come into the school that were going to be eligible later in the year, and Big E being one of them. And he's a very, very impressive individual, 6'7", but the strength that he provides really changes the dynamics of the Southeast Polk team.
All right, shot clock turned off. Final 15 seconds of the 3rd quarter. Dowling 51, Southeast Polk 35. Mark Amadale, Jimmy Cataldo. Martin's now guarded by TT between the circles. Now 6 seconds to play. Martin's dribble drives in the lane and has the ball knocked away. And now half-court shot by the Rams is no good by Max Johnson. And we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 51, Southeast Polk 35, alongside Jimmy Cataldo. Mark Amadale back in 1 minute with the 4th quarter on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever heard someone say, "I don't like the idea of dogma. I don't like how the Catholic Church claims to have authority. And yet, why does anyone believe in anything unless they trust some authority?" G.K. Chesterton says the modern world will accept no dogmas upon any authority, but it will accept any dogmas on no authority. Say that a thing is so according to the Pope or the Bible, it will be dismissed as a superstition without examination. But preface your remark merely with, "They say," or "Don't you know that," or try and fail to remember the name of some professor mentioned in some newspaper, and the keen rationalism of the modern mind will accept every word you say. Want more than a minute? Chesterton.org.
Southeast Polk Gym tonight, Girl Boy doubleheader here in Pleasant Hill, Iowa, part of the Central Iowa Metro League. Dowling leading 51-35 here in this boys contest. Earlier tonight, the Dowling girls, 2nd ranked in Class 5A, defeated Southeast Polk 63-25, the final. Now the Rams, first possession of the second half, or the 4th quarter, a long 3 up and no good by Thomas Childs. Ball goes out of bounds to Dowling. Jimmy, you've got the
first half's numbers certainly
for through 3 quarters.
Maroons cooled off from the 3-point range. They shot 10 3-pointers in the 3rd quarter, made 3 of them, but I had them 18 of 40 from the field, 21 total rebounds, 12 turnovers. They had 9 turnovers in that 3rd quarter alone. Southeast Polk 41% from the field, 16 rebounds and 7 turnovers.
All right, here's Capola for 3. It's no good. Maroons ran a nice offensive set. Martin's got up to Capola. And now the ball in the backcourt for Southeast Polk, 51-35, as Capola misses the 3, and the ball slapped around, and Rams have it. There is TT with it underneath. Pull-up jumper, good. Manuel Titi attacking the glass. He's got 4 points all in the second half.
Southeast Polk has done that throughout the entire game. They shot 14 shots from the field, didn't shoot a three-pointer in that third quarter, so they're attacking the rim, and the Maroons can really shoot themselves into a tight game here if they don't take a little bit more onus on the possession, find high percentage shots. There, one right there, layup, miss.
Dowling by 14. Crane with the offensive rebound and put back up and good. Charlie Crane from the right block. And that is his 7th point tonight. First basket of the second half for Charlie, 53-37 Dowling. Maroons have led by as many as 18 in this contest. They led by 15 at halftime. Now here's Johnson with it for Southeast Polk. They swing it around. Top of the key, it goes to TT. Emmanuel on the dribble, down the lane against Coppola, and a shot blocked by Crane, but a foul beforehand. They're going to get Coppola for the foul, I believe. So Maddox commits his first foul of the contest. First team foul on Dowling here in the fourth quarter.
Coppola playing really good defense there. Was really questioning the call. I thought he played about as good as you can. Drew a little bit of contact, but brought on by TT being aggressive to the rim.
And Dowling giving up 46 points to Ankeny. 44 points to Waukee Northwest, or to, Waukee gave up 46. Roosevelt, they gave up 46. Xavier only scored 36, and Kemper 36. So Maroons holding opponents to 43 points a game. Second free throw good by TT. And he has 6 points tonight, 2 for 2 at the line. 53-39 Dowling. Here's Crane with it. I think the Maroons have all 4 of their 5 starters in, and now Coley loses the ball, but he's fouled as he lost it, but he lost it right into the hands of his teammate. Foul's going to be on Emmanuel Titi, his second. So Coley, catch and shoot 3, off the mark, no good. Weak side rebound comes out to Bronzeway Norris. He goes down court. Nearly lost the ball, retrieves it, gets it out to Charlton. Down the lane he goes. His shot up and no good, or actually slipped out of his hands in the hands of TT. And now here's a steal by Crane. This time he'll see if he can flush it, and he does. Nobody caught him that time. Charlie Crane with the dunk.
Charlie got the turnover, steal, run out dunk.
And now has 11 points. Rams underneath with it. TT, pull-up jumper, no good. Ball slapped around. Jenkins comes away with it for Dowling. 55-39, Dowling by 16. Here's Jenkins in the lane. Nice move. He has the ball slapped away, but they're going to whistle foul on Southeast Polk, and free throws coming for Jenkins. Bronzeway Norris with his second foul here, Jimmy, with 5:16 to go.
Some of the rare free throws that the Maroons are shooting tonight. Early in the season, we were so impressed with the Maroons attacking the basket and getting to the free throw line. One game early in the year, they shot 28 free throws. This is just going to be free throw 5 and 6 for the Maroons. Right, and somebody other than Alfred Coley shooting a free throw.
And Jenkins at the line. Nate makes the first free throw. He had 9 points at halftime, now with 10. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, and Iowa Wealth Management. Second free throw by Nate Jenkins, no good. Rebound Southeast Polk. Don Crawford Coleman in there off the bench. And Jenkins with 10 points tonight, 56-39 Dowling. Now in the lane. Charlton shot no good. Rebound Coley. Outlet pass to Jenkins. Underneath to Coley or rather to Keyless. And his shot up and good. They're going to count the basket. And the foul will be on Thomas Childs, his third. Nice move. Keyless running the court. He's been in flow tonight, and that time was a fast break. And he's got 19 points off the bench and an and one here, Jimmy.
Gio's having an exciting game for himself tonight. Just inside and outside game has been so impressive tonight for Gio.
20 points, free throw good for Gio Keyless. 59-39, Dowling by 20. This is the Maroons' largest lead of the night with 4:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, glad you could join us. Tuesday night will be our next broadcast. Dowling at Waukee Northwest, number 2 versus number 3 in the boys contest. There'll also be a top 5 girls contest, number 2 Dowling and number 5 Waukee Northwest. And now they're going to give the ball to Southeast Polk after officials initially ruled ball went out of bounds off Dowling, but the officials working together, and it'll be Southeast Polk basketball with 13 on the shot clock. TT to throw it in underneath his own basket. Lobs it into Charlton. Guarded by Jenkins, top of the key. Charlton steps, now finds a cutter. That is Coleman. And Crawford Coleman catches the ball and is fouled.
Crawford Coleman got loose baseline by the Maroons, who fell asleep on him and had the open shot, but really didn't take it.
Charlie Crane with his third foul. Out of bounds to Southeast Polk. Coach Stubbs with the substitution. And now a steal by Crane on the inbounds pass. Charlie, one-on-one, layup, slam, dunk, good. Oh, my God. Right around Charlton.
Big man runs the court so well, handles the steal and the transition all the way through.
30-second timeout called by head coach Dave Stubbs. We'll keep it here. The Southeast Polk first-year head coach. 61-39 Dowling with 4:15 to go here in the fourth quarter. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadil, Vinny Cataldo doing a great job back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios. And then there's you with me representing the family.
And I'm the anchor tonight. But that's great. I mean,
you're an anchor, all right.
I'm an anchor tonight. I had it completely wrong in scouting the Southeast Polk team and Coach Dave Stubbs. And I watched so many of his games at Grandview Christian. Like I said, with my nephew.
He coached your nephew, yeah.
Frankie Chido. And they shot so many three-point shots, you lost track of it. And you expected to see some of the similar type of basketball tonight. But Southeast Polk, just 4 three-point shots on the night, attempts. Just one in the second half. And
wow.
Completely different. They are attacking the basket. We always talked about their rim protector they have, the Big E tonight, but their ability to attack it downhill.
Well, you got to give Coley and Crane, the Dowling rim protectors, a big advantage there. And that's a 1-2 punch that's going to be tough to beat around here. We're going to see their first test. It'll be against Milwaukee Northwest Tuesday night. Look forward to that girl-boy doubleheader. Out of the timeout, Rams with the basketball. 4 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. 61-39 Dowling, and I'll pull up three-pointer no good by Charlton. Rebound Charlie Crane. Crane with 13 points tonight. Nate Jenkins with 10 points, 12 points for Coley. I'm just running down, and Gio Keelis with 20. Now a turnover by the Maroons. The Big E gets it underneath, and a shot up and no good as TT is hit and fouled by Coley.
Alfred about jumped over.
Yes, he did. He almost did. Third foul on Coley.
Got Coley up in the air through the pump fake, and he almost jumped over him.
I noticed Dowling added a player to their roster. Somebody you may know, may not know. Gabe Lawson. I thought he was a two-way player on the football team.
Receiver and safety. Yep,
6'3", 175 junior. So, Lord willing, you'll probably have your opportunity to coach him again, I'm sure, if you don't. But I see he made his way to the roster tonight. That's awesome.
Must be doing some really good things with the JV team. And Gabe Lawson is a junior. And
First free throw good by TT. Second free throw no good. And the rebound Dowling. 61-40 Maroons by 21. Their largest lead of the night. Now here's a steal by the Rams and a layup good by TT. So how quickly that turned. 9 points for TT all in the second half. 61-42 Maroons. Here's Jenkins with it across the timeline. Keelis for three. Off the back iron, no good. Coley with the offensive board. His shot up and off the mark, no good. He'll go to the line for two. And a foul on Southeast Polk. Max Johnson with his third.
Coley goes up and over Big E. He's been such a big presence for Southeast Polk. But that time, Alfred Coley just extending, getting offensive rebounds. Something, again, we saw time and time again from Alfred. So impressed with his game this year. Just a junior.
First free throw no good by Alfred. That's his first miss of the night. I see with the scoring discrepancy, they gave Coley a three instead of Keelis. That's the discrepancy on the board. Second free throw by Coley is no good, off the mark. Hits 4 in a row, now missed 2 in a row. He's got 12 points. Rebound Southeast Polk, 3:05 remaining, fourth quarter, 61-42 Dowling. Dowling girls a winner tonight in game one, 63-25. Now here's Charlton in the lane. His shot blocked by Coley, and now coming away with the basketball is the Maroons, but a whistle and a foul on Dowling. Dave Tritton in the lineup. And Coley picks up his fourth foul. So Davin Tritton, 6'2" junior into the Dowling lineup, number 15. Free throws coming for Josh Charlton, who has 12 points tonight for the Rams. First free throw good, make it 13. Our thanks to Fast Signs and Clive, Skeffton's Formal Wear, Catholic Tuition Organization, and Construction Professionals, our supporters along the year. Second free throw by Charlton, good. He's got 14 points. 61-44 Dowling. Keyless in the front court for the Maroons. Over to Ralston. Back to Keyless, who's running the point. Jacob Wynn in the lineup for the Maroons. Now here's Tritton. Tries to get the ball in the corner to Wynn, and he threw it away.
It's a time when the Maroons, really looking. It hurts not having Evan Mitchell here tonight. It's you're forced to play Charlie Crane deep in the game. You're forced to play Alfred Coley with 4 fouls, really, because he was their next big man who had a big presence inside the lane, and he's obviously home sick tonight. And so you're playing Crane and Coley late into the game of a 16-point, 15-point lead.
Shout out to Evan Mitchell, as you mentioned, home ill. And that stuff's going around, and you got to take care of yourself. Here's Crane, another block shot. Corner three was no good by Bronzeway Norris because Crane knocked it out of bounds with 2:24 remaining. 21 on the shot clock for the Rams. Rematch for these two teams Tuesday, February 10th at the Dowling Gym. Unless you're going to be caught in North or South or Dakota.
I've been caught twice over the Christmas break because of weather, and it's not fun.
All right, the Rams with the ball. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling. They'll call the Maroons for a reach-in foul on Coppola. Maddox will pick up his second foul. 15 foul on Dowling. The Rams will shoot 2 the rest of the way with 2:17 to go here in the fourth. TT at the line. Emmanuel's first free throw is good. Hung on the rim and got the Jimmy Cataldo roll.
I hit those rims so many times, you didn't know if it was ever going to go into the basket. But hey, TT, I'm taking everything I can. I have 10 points tonight,
Second
11 points tonight.
Good. 11 points for TT. 61-46 Dowling. Pressure in the backcourt. Jenkins dribbles out of it. Tell you what, Rams did a good job on Martins, but everybody else stepped up tonight for Dowling. Noah was held to 3 points, and that was that three-pointer back in the first quarter, Jimmy, and that was it offensively for him. Minute 55 to go. The Maroons playing catch in the perimeter. 10 on the shot clock. They work it to Coppola, right wing. He's being chased. They're trying to foul him, and they do. And that'll be the 14th foul on the Rams.
I think it's going to be
or is that 5? Charlton's second. Let's see what they do. Yep, 5th foul, so Coppola will go to the line for 2.
But we talked about, Noah Martins, who's averaging over 14 points a game, held in check tonight. But, again, the Maroons can hit you in so many different spots, and so many different kids can step up and contribute big tonight. And it was Gio Keyless, Nate Jenkins hitting some big shots, and then Alfred Coley, Charlie Crane, tremendous job. Maddox Coppola hitting a big 3 early midway through the first quarter as the Maroons went on a big run.
Coppola goes 1 for 2, and now underneath it, Big E shoots and scores. That is his second field goal of the second half. He's got 16 points. 62-48 Dowling. Pressure in the backcourt. Jenkins with it. Gets it to Martins. Back to Jenkins. Dowling beats the 10-second backcourt violation. Jenkins with the ball has it stripped away. Now retrieves it. Minute 15 to play. Here's Coppola with it. Dowling running a little weave.
Smart. They're not forcing a shot early in the time clock. Let this thing run out.
And a whistle and a foul. Both teams over the limit in fouls. TT picks up his third, and free throws coming for Noah Martins. 71% free throw shooter on the season. Noah will have 2 shots here. He has 3 points tonight. Averaging 14 on the year. First free throw good. Keyless back in. He'll take the place of Coppola. And, Dowling doing it with down a post player. Charlie Crane on the bench most of the first half in foul trouble. Second free throw good by Keyless. He makes them both. He's got 5 points. 64-48 Dowling. 65 seconds remaining.
I thought both of them stepped up tonight. I thought Alfred just played one heck of a game. Was such a big presence inside, as Charlie Crane was really playing with foul trouble early.
And now Crane down the lane, and the Maroons running with the basketball when they can, and he shoots and scores, and a foul on Southeast Polk. The basket will count as a foul, I think, is on the Big E. It is his second.
Even the PA announcer calls him Big E.
See?
That's awesome.
I could tell you in 40 years of doing this, it's the first game you have to go by the nickname.
Awesome.
It's that. And you had the AI report, you know.
Big E came.
You want to do that again?
Came from Des Moines, from Ontario, Canada last year.
Right.
Ahiku Ame is his first name. Ahiku Ame. Ahika Metelor is his last name. So,
second free throw by Crane, no good. He missed them both. He's got 13 points. 66-48. Long three. Good. Top of the key for the Big E. We talk about him, and he's got 19 points. That's his second three of the night. 66-51 Dowling with 41 seconds to go. 42-15 Indiana over Oregon with 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. That's amazing, Mr. Football Guy. And then Dowling with the ball, and Jimmy Baumhover shot up and good off the bench. Kid that has to drive the longest to come to school, and nice like this, lives out there, Woodward, Ogden area. Wow, good kid.
I remember go out there the old Assumption days for grade school basketball. And
yes.
that little.
Well, that's further. He's on the northwest side of Granger. I mean, he's way out there towards Ogden. All right. 68-51 Dowling. Rams with the basketball. Here's Max Johnson. Corner three, good, right in front of the Ram bench. Max Johnson with his first 3 points of the night. 68-54 is our final score. The Dowling boys notch win number 10. They're 10-0. That'll be the research project between now and Tuesday night. When's the last Dowling team to win its first 10 games? You only play a 21-game season, and they're almost halfway there.
I would love it if any listener can, and we have some great listeners that can come up with a year that the Maroons started the season 10-0. I went back as far as I could, and I remember the days of guys like Dave Stacy, and I mean we went back as far as Coach Labonia and Bobby Hansen and Kadich and those guys when they won the state title in 1979. I cannot come up with a year the Maroons started the year 10-0 and against very, very good opponents as they've had over this first part of the season.
The only year I could think was the year they won it in 79, the last Dowling State Championship, and that was under Coach Labonia with Bobby Hansen, John Quinn, Brian Hutchins, the late Brian Hutchins, Sam Labonia, and now he came off the bench, but John Frost, now Father John Frost. That might have been the year, but I think Roosevelt got us during the regular season, but I don't know when. So we'll figure it out between now and maybe.
Well, I may have to call Coach Labonia. I'd love to check in with him, and
he's around,
and he'd tell me how things started, because that may be something to research. Because the Maroons have really been rolling, and they're going to get put in check here and see really where they're at this coming Tuesday when they take on number 2 Waukee Northwest.
Well, Dowling attempted 11 free throws in that fourth quarter, which is something we talked about, as you want them to go to the free throw line. Unfortunately, they went 5 for 11, but they got their chances. But anyway, we're going to total up the stats. Tonight is Dowling wins it 68-54 over Southeast Polk. They sweep the doubleheader. Dowling girls are winner tonight 63-25 in game 1. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale. Vinny Cataldo is our studio producer. Vinny, we need a 2-minute break so we can get all our stats done. And
support for
hope to catch up with the head coach Justin Einerson, the Dowling boys basketball coach, following the win tonight here at Southeast Polk. So stay tuned. We'll take a 2-minute break and return with the postgame show on Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by CTO. Your support has helped thousands of students attend our Catholic schools. CTOIowa.org. At CTO, the bottom line, it's for the kids and their future.
Support for programming is provided by construction professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. CPCustomHomes.com. Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Programming supported in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951 with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, online at skeffingtons.com. Thank you, Skeffington's Formal Wear, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio. Life's buzzing with energy, and every moment is powered by our health. At Mercy One, their caring doctors focus on just that, so you're ready for what life brings next. Find care at mercy1.org/healthpowerslife.
The radio home for your Dowling Catholic Maroons. 105.5 KIHS, Perry, Des Moines. IowaCatholicRadio.com and the Iowa Catholic Radio mobile app. Encounter Jesus.
KIHS, Perry, KDVM, Mason City, KCSL, Spencer.
Welcome back to the post-game show here at Southeast Polk High School in Pleasant Hill, Iowa, the eastern border of Polk County. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, doubleheader sweep for the Dowling girls and boys basketball teams tonight. Dowling girls winning game one, 63-25 was the final score, and in game two, Dowling boys 68-54 winner over Southeast Polk. The Rams' record falls to 5-6 on the season. Dowling improves its record to 10-0. The Maroons are ranked third in Class 4A. Dowling girls ranked second in Class 5A. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo and Mark Amadale, we're totaling up our numbers. I have mine done, so I'm not sure where you're at. But the Johnsons are here. The legendary Howard and Lois Johnson. And I'll just start with the scoring, Jimmy. I know you're busy keeping the Johnsons entertained. Let's start with the scoring for Dowling. The Maroons were led by what? Oh, now you can talk to me now? What?
We get interviewed by the fans. They're awesome.
Lois and Howard are
they're awesome
institutions here at the Southeast Polk High School.
They don't want to wait till they get to their car. They want to know what the stats are now. Awesome.
That's what they were asking you. Well, they asked the right guy. Of course, you still didn't have your calculator turned on, so you don't know.
The question was, how many three-pointers did we hit tonight? That was a big story of the Maroons. I mean, they came out and knocked down shot after shot in the first half.
The first half was something else.
He said 8 of 13 in the first half.
Is that what it was?
Threes, and then they went cold in the second half, and
that's
came together.
That's typical. All right, let's run down the score, and we'll get that out of the way before we get Coach Einerson will come up here. He's got a ways to go from the locker room to here. Dowling had 4 players in double figures, led by Gio Keelis off the bench. Yes, he did not start. Off the bench with 20 points, and he knocked down 5 three-pointers unofficially tonight. And Charlie Crane with 13 points. Sat out most of the first half in foul trouble, but Charlie finished with 13 points. 12 points for Alfred Coley, the other post player for the Maroons. 10 points for Nate Jenkins. And then Mattis Capola finished with 6 points. Noah Martins, 5 points tonight on 1 three-pointer back in the first quarter. And went 2 for 2 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter. Noah Martins with 5 points. And then Jimmy Baumhover off the bench late in the game with 2 points. Sam Ralston did not score, who played in the contest as he came off the bench. Dowling went unofficially 9 for 15 at the free throw line tonight. For Southeast Polk, the Rams had 2 players in double figures, led by Josh Charlton's. And let's see, the Big E had 19 points. Josh Charlton with 14 points, 11 points for Emmanuel Titi, 5 points for Max Johnson, 4 points for Grady Brunswig Norris, and 1 point for Thomas Childs. And Henry Gaffney did not score. He went out with a injury to the mouth, so hopefully he will be okay. But Gaffney, one of the seniors, came on off the bench for Southeast Polk. The Rams went 11 for 15 in the contest. And Jimmy Cataldo, this guy out here, talk about a rim protector.
Incredible.
This guy, Alfred Coley, I'll tell you what, he can leap. Are you off for track? You high jump?
I used to in middle school, yeah.
That's awesome. Alfred, welcome to the postgame show. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
You know, Charlie Crane goes down in foul trouble in the first half, and it's all you.
Yeah.
You're a one-man guy because your teammate, Evan Mitchell, out ill. He's not even here. He might be listening to us. I think he's watching TV, but that's okay. I wouldn't listen to Cataldo either if I was him. But
everybody would rather watch than listen.
Everybody stepped up, and, man, you were those guys got some game, don't they?
Yeah.
That'll be fun the next time you play them on February 10th at Dowling. But what a season you've had. You got to start right from the get-go after Charlie being out, and now you got a starting spot because you earned it, man.
Sure, thank you.
Congratulations. How's it feel? I mean, I don't think the Maroons have had a rim protector or somebody like yourself that's very athletic in the post in quite some time. And use it to your advantage. I'm impressed that you stay out of foul trouble as much as you do, because now the scouting reports are all out there, Alfred, and, you know, they're saying, oh, head fake, get him in the air. But you have that well-timed when you block your shot, or you're very smart out there.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit. What have you worked to achieve that?
Yeah, like back then, like during AAU, I used to like always like jump, but like my coach would say go straight up because like no one's shooting over me because I'm like really long, so no one's gonna make a shot over me.
Well, it was a great battle down there. You and we're gonna call him the Big E because we can't pronounce his name, but he was something else, and that was a great matchup guarding him. Talk about that matchup with Southeast Polk's post player.
He was really good, probably better than I thought. I didn't know he can shoot until today, so it was a great matchup.
It certainly was. Well, you know, what a season. You come in, Alfred, averaging 9 points, 9 rebounds. Coach Cataldo, how many block shots do you have tonight? Were you keeping that stat?
Well, because of you and Charlie Crane, it's a stat now I'm going to start keeping is the block shots, and it's such a huge advantage, Alfred, to have you in the middle with Charlie and being able to force players outside to shoot. You've worked on your strength. You worked on your game. Talk about some of the things that you've done this year to get ready for your junior year, because leaps and bounds what we're seeing in what you are doing on the court versus your sophomore year. So what have you been working on?
I've been working on, because back then I was just a 5, so I had to guard just bigs. But my coach has been helping me be able to guard guards, like anyone on the perimeter. So
I would say one thing that you've probably been working on more than probably Coach Einerson has been watching is your three-point shooting.
I'm pro three-pointers, guys, and I'm an NBA guy.
It's just it's a huge advantage for you if you can show on film that you're willing to take the three-point shot and then willing to knock them down, forcing some of the guys that are guarding you out to guard you, because if you can hit these, you hit 3 tonight. I believe those are your first 3 in the season.
First 2. He had 2 tonight.
First 2. Okay, hit 2 3-point shots, but early in the game, forcing guys like Big E out, and first 2 of the year, what shooting on your 3-point shots? Are you doing that in the small gym, or how you been working on those shots?
Every day, we do shooting during practice, and I started off 0-4, but all the coaches them telling me to shoot, and it finally paid off.
I like it, Mark. He's a guy that knows his stats, and guys like I know where I'm at. Alfred knows where he's at. But congratulations to you, big, and we talked about it throughout the game. It's just a big input-output, defensively, offensively, out of you, Alfred, and handling Big E down there when Charlie got into foul trouble.
The one thing you talked about, Jimmy, what did he do in the off season? Well, something he couldn't control, but glad it happened. He grew 4 inches. How have you utilized your height? I mean, last year you were just a 6'6" guy and Coach Einerson's team with the rest of it. You grew over the summer. My goodness.
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's changed, right?
No, nothing's changed.
And his first 3-pointers of the season. So you wait 10 games, Coach Einerson, and bring him in, and nice.
That was the plan. We wanted to wait after break and then just showcase it. I mean, I told Alfred this maybe a week ago, I think. I mean, we have a couple of guys that have very natural fluid form. Like it's sort of effortless for them. There's no hitch. There's no misplacement. It comes off the fingers naturally. So there was a point where he was going to become a great shooter, and obviously great is a tough word to use for a high school player because they have so long to go, and Alfred's going to play for a lot of years. But all the pieces are there, and there's a point where his skill level is going to take him to a different position than he's playing right now. So it's fun to have him. It's really fun to have him guard 5 positions and Charlie to guard 5 positions and 2 guys that can stretch the floor, can run the floor. I think I could coach here for a long time and not have that again. So I'm enjoying every single day around these 2.
Well, I'll bet you are. And you've seen the progress from last year with Alfred on the varsity, getting some minutes, but playing him in those JV games. And now this year, he's blossomed. And a lot of it was due to necessity because of Charlie Crane being out with the wrist injury for 4 games. You stuck this guy in the starting lineup, and you told me this during football season. Yeah. Look out for this guy, and now I believe you.
Anyone that didn't see us play in summer is probably shocked to hear that Alfred was going to start because we always played 4 guards. I played 4 guards for maybe 15 years with whatever program I've been with. So kind of went back into the bag a little bit, had to search up some old 2 big plays. But, yeah, I mean, his summer was just incredible. I mean, both of them really, just how much better they got. And I give Alfred a lot of credit. You know, it's not easy to be a part of the CIML where you don't necessarily play varsity early. You have to work your way up. You have to get stronger. You got to do all that 6 a.m. stuff. You got to be on time for everything and, you know, a great student and all that. And, I mean, it's pretty cool to see what happens when guys really buy into everything that everyone in the building is telling them. And Alfred has not just turned into a really good high school player. He's also a really good person, and it's only going to get better from here.
Yeah, he hangs around with the Crane family a lot. Is that right, Alfred? I mean, you and Charlie, I could just see you guys in the backyard.
Netflix documentary. Somebody get it going.
That's right. Jimmy?
Well, we talked about it before this game. Not really sure what you were going to get tonight with Southeast Polk. The advent of 2 pretty good players that you haven't seen on film. Was a lot of concern, and what was your approach to take on Big E here? I thought your big guys did well.
Yeah, I mean, they played really well tonight. I think they're going to be a pretty good CIML team. It's obvious, right? Now, I didn't see that on Tuesday, but there were flashes. You'd see one possession out of 5 where they were really good. And I'm like, man, if these guys get going, they're going to be a problem. They are going to be a problem. So we're going to have to get better. They're going to keep getting better. But the individual skill that they have is very high. They have the athleticism to defend. Thankfully, we shot out of that tonight. But, yeah, it's going to be a team that's going to be a problem for a lot of people because of what Big E can do and what some of these other guys can do with the ball in their hands.
I think you hand it to a lot of you guys that stepped up tonight. You know, Noah Martin's your leading scorer, got held in check. You know, held, 3 points and made 2 late free throws for 5 points on the night. But Gio Kill is coming up big tonight with 20 points. Alfred here with 12. But you 15. Got Charlie Crane, who got 2 fouls early in the first quarter. You went back to him with 2 minutes left. A lot of faith in Charlie to keep his fouls down early in the game, but Jenkins stepped up and hit some shots. Coppola hit a big 3-point shot in the first half. But that luxury of having any individual being able to attack and make a basket has to be refreshing.
It's awesome. It's awesome. There's very few years I've had where you can trust somebody else if somebody gets shut down, and we definitely missed Evan tonight with 2 fouls. But Maddox stepped up and did a great job into a position he hasn't practiced in 2 weeks. You know, with Evan playing and being healthy, we've just moved Maddox to the wing, and Maddox slid into the 4 spot, did a nice job.
You almost have to you can't throw away those guard-oriented teams. You may have to bring that back when you have a situation where it's just him in the post, Charlie's in foul trouble, and Evan's at home. So you got to find that back out real quick.
It was nice that our guys were able to cycle back into that. And they play with a lot of space and fluidity, so it's nice to have that in our back pocket.
Visit with Justin Einertson, Dowling boys basketball coach. He brought along with him Alfred Coley, a 6'8 junior. I keep forgetting he's a junior.
Sophomore by age, bud.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, some colleges need to start calling us.
Can you reclassify him as a sophomore?
You can reclassify after he's done.
Okay. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale following Dowling boys' win 68-54 over Southeast Polk here at the Southeast Polk Gym. Is now 10-0 on the year. Southeast Polk falls to 5-6. And Coach, can we turn the page to Tuesday night? Because Jimmy and I were talking about in the pregame, I hope these guys aren't looking too far ahead past the Southeast Polk team. Coach Stubbs is going to do a great job with them. Can't wait for the return match at the Dowling Gym in February 10th. But turn the page. Number 2, number 3, Dowling at Waukee Northwest Tuesday night. Alfred, what do you think?
I'm ready for anything that happens, anything that comes towards.
I can't wait to see your scouting report of what Coach is going to give you. Talk a little bit about the game, Coach. Well, not too much because you never know who's listening in Waukee.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, I think they're great, honestly. I think they have 3 Big Ten players, athletes, I should say, in their starting 5. They're as good offensively as you get. So it's a great test. And, we go into this as an underdog, which we haven't been a lot this year. And I think our guys are really good in that role. So We play with a bit of our chip on our shoulder. Last couple of years, nobody's really talked about these guys, so we're going to go in there, we're going to let it fly, and we're going to play hard on both ends and make all these Dowling fans proud. It's going to be juiced at the Northwest Gym on Tuesday night. And the road trip continues as we've been packing this suitcase around all of Dallas and Polk County, and we've got a game later on this week on the road at Urbandale, and then at Valley next week, and then at Valley next week, and then finally come home to Ankeny Centennial.
Then we get to plant our flag for a little bit. Most of our season's at home after that.
Yeah, not that we have the travel like they had in college, but we haven't been in the Dowling Gym. Is it still there? Or they built a new one, right? They're going to do that? That's all done?
Not quite yet.
They're waiting for the check, Mark. I mean,
the Mark Amadeo Coliseum is what I thought they're going to call it. It'd be the arena if it's an A.
This is a guy who gave his wife a brand new car for Christmas, so don't be looking over this.
I have a GoFundMe page for this, and so any contributions.
Commercials got you.
Alfred and I are looking at you like, this guy gives his wife a new car for Christmas.
Alfred,
he sets the bar up here. Justin, you and I are done.
That'll be Alfred someday.
Yeah, it probably
won't be me.
Alfred, got a shout out to anybody, because this is a time where you came up here, we interviewed you, you took the hard questions. Anybody you want to give a shout out in Radio Land out there?
I want to give a shout out to God.
Absolutely. Awesome. I like this guy. I love to see him.
Special kid,
I'm going to stop by practice and watch this. I want to see him and Crane battle it in practice.
Oh, it's fun.
Is it?
Yeah, they get into each other. It's fun when we split them up.
Stay healthy.
Yep.
With all this stuff going around and all the other stuff with like ankles and knees and that, stay healthy, and good luck Tuesday night, Alfred.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming up here.
Thank you.
Reese wants to give a shout out to Grandma.
Oh, awesome. Say
Grandma.
There you go. Reese Einertson on the radio. Coach, thank you. Any final words before we cut you loose, and we'll talk to you Tuesday night.
Good to see you guys back here. Nice job, Alfred.
Thank you.
Hey, did you like Carroll? I know I was going to ask. Did you like Carroll, Iowa?
I mean, it was nice.
The bowling?
Yeah, bowling was fun.
Were you good?
Not really.
No. Okay. Good to be honest.
That's right. Well, you had fun, right?
Yeah,
that's all. What a weekend. Great job out of you getting that organized, Coach Anderson, last year.
It's taken on a new life. It's been awesome.
The two-time Catholic champions, Dowling Maroons.
We'll take it.
How about that? All right. Guys, thank you. And we'll have closing comments here. That's Justin Einertson and Alfred Coley visit with us on the postgame show following Dowling's win tonight over Southeast Polk 68-54 in this boys contest. Take 1 minute break, come back for final comments out of Coach Cataldo and myself here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Dale Ahlquist with a Chesterton Minute. Have you ever noticed how much attention atheists get? Do you know why that is? Because atheists aren't normal. It is normal to believe in God, but normal things don't get much attention. It is abnormal to say there is no God, and that makes the headlines. G.K. Chesterton says, atheism is abnormality. It is not merely the denial of a dogma, it is the reversal of a subconscious assumption in the soul, the sense that there is a meaning and a direction in the world, that there is a purpose to things and a meaning to life. And Chesterton says, if there were no God, there would be no atheists. Want more than a minute? Visit us at chesterton.org.
Look at what your relative, Vinny Cataldo, studio producer for Iowa Catholic Radio, pulling out these tunes.
I can just see him, get a little shimmy going in the.
Absolutely. Vinny, thank you for coming in tonight. I'm glad I'm balanced out in the Cataldo family. I like Vinny. Love Vinny anytime he's back there. Alongside Jimmy Cataldo, Mark Amadale, Southeast Polk High School. Our thanks to all the folks here for putting up with us. We are the final ones. I see live stream left. Everybody else is left. Janitors are cleaning up, and they're going to shut the lights off here. But our thanks to Jason Campbell, the athletic director, Patrick Canby, Darren Carpenter, and Krista Girth, who got you your ticket to get in tonight. Thanks to all those folks. That. Yeah. So, yeah. A ticket to get in. I hope. Did you get through?
I can talk myself through any door. I mean, I don't.
Wow.
I mean, come on.
I wonder what you've been doing.
Do you think this is my first rodeo?
Yes. Yeah. At least out here. We know you got history with Southeast Polk. You and the football team.
A little bit.
I get that. Yeah. Well. All right. We're going to have a correction on the scoring tonight for Dowling. Gio Keelis will finish with 17 points. Alfred Coley finishes with 15 points. And then Charlie Crane 13 and Nate Jenkins with 10.
Noah Martin's held the 5, but what a job he did distributing that basketball. You talked about that early in the first half. And, sometimes they're going to take something away. You show up. Now, I got Dowling unofficially, Jimmy. 11 made three-pointers. Correct. I know Howard and Lois Johnson were asking you that. 11-3, is that what you have?
11 for 27 on the night.
Wow.
Like I said, they got a little bit cold in the second half, but red hot in the first. But the quiet thing you got to say out loud is how well they are playing defensively. And if they can continue to play cohesively defensively and, they just attack. And Coach Anderson talked about, Maddox Coppola and his versatility to play multiple positions with his strength and his athleticism. It's just a huge attribute to this Dowling team, just as a whole. And, defensively, this team is so tough to play against, and they're giving up just over 40 points a game and held this Southeast Polk team in check, and they're going to need every bit of that come Tuesday night against Waukee Northwest.
Yeah, no question about it. We'll be there for the broadcast. Just like this, almost very similar to what we'll be at Northwest Gym. I know MediaCom will be there, and there'll probably be another a few fans there, so we'll bring it to you on Iowa Catholic Radio. Appreciate you listening to us over them. How's that? And we appreciate our loyal supporters, including our sponsors. And mention that if you go to these sponsors, how great of a job Mike Burkert does and Vinny Cataldo does. Please mention that when you patronize our sponsors.
Why those two?
Because they do a great job.
Well, I appreciate that. Anytime you can throw a jab, I just remember the next time we go to lunch.
What's your name?
And you get alligator arms and you don't reach for the check. It just kind of shows time and time again, Yeah, well, always paying for lunch.
I didn't buy my wife a car and set the bar real high here.
It was
in
a
Central Iowa.
GoFundMe.
You way overdid it. Hey, and those sponsors are, I should mention, Bozen the Florist, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Iowa Wealth Management, Construction Professionals, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Fast Signs in Clive. So third-ranked Dowling boys a winner tonight. The second-ranked Dowling girls a winner tonight here at Southeast Polk. Jimmy, Tuesday night at Waukee Northwest. You can get into Dallas County, right? You don't have that.
I get there.
You don't have any restrictions or anything like that?
It's probably the biggest hyped game, certainly of the season. But to have it on a Tuesday night, it'd be interesting to see what kind of crowd shows up for that. Students will be back in school, I believe, and which I know they are. And
they're back now.
So I got a college kid at home. I don't know when they go back to school anymore.
Oh, that's right. You wouldn't know the high school. Yeah, they went back Monday. Daughter went back to Dowling Monday, and I'm sure everybody else is back. But, yeah, we'll be there Tuesday night, buddy, up there in the track. And all those other attaboys are going to get slapped on your shoulder like you did here. And, hey, what do you got for my daughter? How many points did she score? Or my son? Yeah, you should direct your questions to Jimmy
should start
Cataldo.
asking, okay, which one is your grandson or
granddaughter? Yeah.
That
Yeah, we get that. So, well, that'll be a lot of fun.
Because all these are unofficial anyway, so
that's right.
We can talk that up.
Yeah.
But again, very impressed by the Maroons tonight. Great shooting, defense, and should be an outstanding game come Tuesday night.
All right. Well, we'll get home and maybe listen to the fourth quarter on the way home with the national semifinal and college football. Indiana and Oregon a rematch, and it's all Indiana.
I'm 2 for
right
2.
Now.
I picked Miami last night. I picked Indiana today. That game's over. And I'm telling you, I'm calling. I think Indiana.
What about the national championship game?
I like Indiana over Miami.
Okay.
Wow. Indiana's playing so unbelievable, and that Kurt Signetti, what an incredible coach he is.
Yeah. Well, we're seeing that. All right, my friend, we got to wrap it up. Vinny wants to go home. All right, so do I. So we got to tear it down.
Vinny has nothing to do tonight, but I understand.
He's got late night bowling. What do you mean?
That's right.
Practices.
Yeah,
Come on.
That's true.
All right, Jimmy. Thank you, and we'll talk to you Tuesday night. Jimmy Cataldo. Happy New Year. First time he's been with us on the season. Our thanks to all our folks here at Southeast Polk High School. Can't mention enough Jason Campbell, the athletic director, Pat Canby, Darren Carpenter, Krista Girth in the office, and their IT guy, David Morris, getting us and CISN all set up with our live stream. We appreciate that. And our thanks to the Southeast Polk head basketball coaches, Brad Johnson, the girls coach, Dave Stubb, the boys coach, and, of course, the Dowling coaches, Justin Anderson, the Dowling boys coach, and Kristen Meyer. She brought up Nikki Moeller at halftime of the boys contest, interviewed her, so our thanks to them. And Alfred Coley visiting with us here on the postgame show of the boys game. And our next high school basketball broadcast on Iowa Catholic Radio is this coming Tuesday night. A basketball doubleheader Tuesday, January 13th. Dowling Catholic at Waukee Northwest. Both teams, all four teams in the top 10 in the respective classes. Pre-game at 6 o'clock. Mike Burker and I will tip off the girls' game at 6:15. The boys' game at 7:45 from the Waukee Northwest High School gym. Join Mike Burke, Jimmy Cataldo, and me for the broadcast this coming Tuesday night. Final scores for the final time tonight. In the girls' contest, second-ranked Dowling improves its record to 11-1 as the Dowling girls defeated Southeast Polk 63-25. And the boys' contest, the third-ranked Dowling boys defeating Southeast Polk 68-54. Dowling boys' record now 10-0 on the year, while Southeast Polk falls to 5-6. For Jimmy Cataldo and Vinny Cataldo, I'm Mark Amadale. Thanks for joining us tonight. And until next week, thank you for tuning in to the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. From all of us with the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, have a safe and blessed, faith-filled evening.
Dowling Catholic Basketball and Iowa Catholic Radio has been brought to you by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Fast Signs, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Skeffington's Formal Wear, Iowa Wealth Management, and Bosun the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.